Hello and welcome to the Comic Conspiracy episode 314 for the week of June 27th, 2017. My name is Ryan Higgins and I will never be sick or not record a podcast again because apparently when I do, Bryce and Toby come out and record the most downloaded episode of this podcast to date. What is wrong with you people? Like, why did you download that episode? I wasn't on it.
It was Russia.
Why would you download it?
My favorite part was...
I believe that.
You like, hype every episode but that one. You just, like, usually there's credits and, like, keywords and things that people might search for, but for this one, you just said, like, it happened again or something. Like,
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that it's actually Twin Peaks Mania that caused that episode to be downloaded the most, because it is happening again.
No spoilers.
You're close. It is happening again is a very famous line from Twin Peaks, and so what I'm going to assume is most people downloaded it simply thinking, oh, is this like a Twin Peaks podcast? No, it's these two nerds talking about comic books. Delete this shit. Anyway, my name is Ryan Higgins. Who's here with me this week?
Brock Sager's finally back.
Brock's back too. We're all back.
I've been gone for a while.
Oh, yeah.
The eldest son of Bryce Larsen's father. What? Bryce Larsen.
What? And Charlie.
Oh, wait. The eldest son of Bryce Larsen's
that makes
father.
no sense.
Yeah, no,
Toby
doesn't that make perfect sense?
The eldest son of Bryce Larsen's father?
Yeah.
Your
Fuck you, that makes perfect
father's
sense.
Eldest son? Okay. Do you have a brother?
I mean, not only does it not necessarily matter, because I would still be his eldest son if I didn't.
I suppose. What an odd specification.
But I do.
Only child supersedes eldest.
Tickets remind me.
Oh, tickets. Yes.
Yeah, so to summarize, I was right and you were wrong.
Okay. Toby's on his way. So we'll get to him when he shows up. I'm sure he'll show up late, as always. But we are going to talk about two things today. Sales charts, because, hey, I'm back, so we're going to talk about charts. My favorite. And
this will be the least downloaded episode.
And Marvel Legacy, in which I get to read you a list of 52 things. So
fuck you.
It's a Ryan Higgins podcast. We're back, baby. We're back.
Bryce, I want to say I'm super excited to record this episode with you because I'm just super excited.
If you like lists,
I am just really excited.
This is your podcast.
I have to say that, first of all, it's a pleasure to be on this episode with you fine gentlemen, since I didn't think that I would be able to. Second of all, I hate your fucking list. Third of all, I love the sales chart stuff.
Okay.
And fourth of all, you can fucking go fuck your lists.
Okay. Well, let's start with the sales chart list, because that's a list. Let's start with the May 2017.
That's different, though. That's like a ranking.
Top 10 comic books sold to North American comic book shops via Diamond Comics, the direct market. Very specific numbers here. Can you tell me the top 10 comics that are on this list?
Batman and Flash are in there.
Batman is the number one book of the month at 186,900 copies.
Which Batman?
Batman number 22, the final part of the button.
At how many?
Sorry, the second to last part of the button.
Is that the lenticular one, or is that the...
That is both covers.
Okay.
Wait, so this time they amalgamated them?
Sure.
Ryan's doing the real sales charts numbers.
I'm doing the real sales charts. No asterisks here, baby. Except in Marvel.
Wait, what happened last time? Why was there an asterisk last time?
Previous times, they decided to split the numbers on the sales chart.
I know, but why did they split them before and not this time?
They may have this time, but I'm not.
What? Okay.
Ryan's got his own sales charts now.
Okay. The one that puts a DC on top.
I do not mind being on bottom.
Flash number 22 is the number 2 book at 163,700 comics. So Brock, congratulations. Those are the number 2 books of the month.
Those books were really, really good.
Secret Empire number 1 is the number 3 book at 157,000 copies with, 95 variant covers and huge discounts. Asterisks.
Fuck you. By the way,
Cable.
Oh, we should also say Batman number 23 is also on this list at 96,000 copies at the number 9 spot.
Tell me Cable's on the list. I want Cable to be on the list.
Nah, Cable's...
Can I make
Cable's top 20. Cable's top 20. I mean, Cable did well.
Cable's top 20. I'll take that.
60,000 copies. I mean, that's very that's very good. Yeah, no.
That's good.
Didn't we get a Dark Knight 3 on May?
No, that was June. Final issue was June. You're not going to guess like half of these. Well, one of let's see,
Black
1,
Bolt?
2. Yeah, you're not going to guess like half of these.
Definitely not. No, definitely not Black Bolt.
Okay, let's see. We did that one. Okay.
What about the Venom where they renumbered it for the first time?
You are 100% correct. Venom number 150, Giant Asterix, the number 4 book of the month at 141,000 copies. Yeah.
Oh, what's the Giant Asterix?
The Giant Asterix is that it was 1 billion variant covers and giant incentives to order a shitload, and
What the fuck is wrong with you? Why
thousands of Why
is that a Giant Asterix? Did it have more variants than Secret Empire 1?
Probably, yeah. There's a lot of... They pushed the Venom 150 like mad.
Really?
Yeah, sold like terribly.
Number 4 book. That is...
Wasn't Secret Empire 2
shocking.
also on there?
You are correct. Secret Empire 2, had 100,000 copies. Is the number 8 book.
So how many more do we have?
So far...
We got 1, we got 2, we got 3, we got 4. Okay, you will never guess the number 5 title. Oh. This is, again, the most giant of all asterisks for Marvel.
What?
For Marvel?
Yeah.
Star Wars new title number 1?
I honestly, this must be in a loot crate or something. I have no idea how this book hit this number.
Jean?
I don't have a clue.
Okay, then just fucking tell us.
Jean Grey is a little bit further down. There are 2 books in the top 10 that have the same name, same characters in them. One is an ongoing series. One is a one-shot.
So a Deadpool thing?
No. Brand new series. Brand new Marvel series. One's a one-shot, one's an ongoing title. Same characters, ostensibly.
How many one-shots have they done recently?
I'll tell you this. It was a one-shot that I didn't order because it's a bullshit random nothing book that nobody asked for.
So looking on your wall is probably not going to help me.
Well, it'll help with what the ongoing comic is.
Defenders?
What came out in May? Think outside comics.
Yeah. Outside comics.
What big movie came out in May?
That fucking bullshit Guardian special.
So Guardians of the Galaxy, all new Guardians of the Galaxy number 1.
Thing.
Yes. Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout was the number 5 title at 104,000 copies.
It's a Disney store.
It's a Disney store exclusive.
I mean, it's not exclusive. I mean, that went through comic stores, right? I have no idea why this sold so many copies.
Disney orders a shit ton of copies to sell at the Disney store when you walk out of Mission Breakout.
Wait a minute.
I don't know that goes through Diamond sales charts. This is supposed to be direct market only with the occasional loot crate. I have no clue how this thing sold 100,000 copies.
Maybe Disneyland just ordered it from Diamond.
I mean, I guess it's possible. I just have no idea. I would love to know.
I don't know if it's in a loot crate or not. It might be in the Marvel crate.
But they normally haven't counted.
They go back and forth all the time.
Listen to Brock.
It's possible. I
He
know
knows.
Yeah. Bryce, I know how much you love talking about loot crate in the sales charts. What's your favorite thing?
Yeah. Right up there with sticking a hot poker up my ass.
So Guardians of the Galaxy number 1 was 82,000 copies. That's the number.
How? Like...
How is it not?
So I'll tell
a
you
DC
this.
book, Brock?
I'll tell you this. Number 2, 3, and 4 will also be at those same numbers because they matched orders for issues 2, 3, and 4. So numbers 2, 3, and 4 Guardians are going to be at that same level.
What number was that?
That was number 9. No, sorry,
no.
number 8.
No, units though.
82,000 copies.
Well, in theory, if it was any kind of crate or something, I'm assuming they wouldn't double up on those.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
And the final one, it's a normal. It's a regular. It's not Marvel or DC. It's always on here. What's the number?
Walking Dead.
Walking Dead, 167 at 74,000 copies. So, yeah.
Now, the only reason Saga 42 isn't on this list is because it was 25 cents.
Yeah, and Saga was a special, yeah. Other big ones that were up here pretty high, Jean Grey and Cable, both at around... Jean Grey was 70,000, Cable was 60,000. Good number 1 issue. X-Men Gold number 3 sticking up there at 57,000. It's pretty decent.
Oh my god, can we talk later about how good Blue and Gold have been?
Yeah, they're pretty good. I'm like 1 back on each, I think.
So am I. 1 back. But they've been great. Just curious, where does Ultimates 2 fall in this thing? Is it in the top 100, top 50?
Ultimates?
You're going to depress me now.
The 129th title at 18,000 copies.
Which one? What number?
Number 7?
No. I'm sorry. What did you say?
Ultimates 2?
Yes.
129.
129th. Fuck, man.
At only 18,000 copies.
That is a crime.
Well, here's the funny thing. Black Panther The Crew number 2 is 18,000 copies at 133, and that was canceled with issue number 2. They canceled it for the sales for 2, so, yeah.
Because of the sales? Because I see number 3 up in your wall.
Yeah, 6 is the last issue. They canceled it. They announced when issue 2 shipped that.
Oh,
yeah, sales on 3 must have been fucking abysmal. Because I know we barely ordered any. Trying to look at other big number.
Where does Old Man Logan fall?
Special stuff. Old Man Logan. That's gonna be pretty high. Well, so here's a funny thing, right? So let's look at these books that did double ship this month, right? Let's look at Jean Grey number 1. What did I say? Jean Grey number 1.
Jean Grey is double shipping.
Wasn't it?
You said it was 70?
70,000. The number 13 comic. Let's go down a little bit further because Jean Grey number 2 was 29,000 copies. The number 84 comic of the month. That tells you how
that's a huge drop.
That's a huge drop.
Right, but doesn't it like exponentially level out? Like, won't number 3 be way closer to 2? Like, isn't everybody in for number 1?
Sure. Generation
Plus
X.
your giant fucking up your ass asterisks about number 1s and variants.
Well, that's just me being a dickhead.
Yeah.
Generation X number 2 is 30,000, whereas number 1 was I saw it up here. It was top something. It's in up somewhere.
This is fascinating.
Not important. But, Marvel actually a pretty decent month. They definitely got some big numbers with those variants and big incentives and lots of big pushes.
What was the overall market share?
Top 300 comics, $28 million, up 11% versus same month previous year. If you're coming down here to the actual top 300, not the overall share, let's go top 300 share. Marvel had 101 comics in the top 300. DC had 81. Units sold, Marvel was 45% of the top 300. DC was 36%. Image was 9%. IDW was 3%. And down you go. Mm-hmm. With Marvel at just shy of 50% of the dollar share for the top 300. DC at 31%. Image at 8%. IDW at 3%. 3.21. Mm. So, yeah, big month for Marvel. Big month for Marvel.
I'm just going to blame it on cable. It was all cable.
Cable carrying you across the line, Marvel. You're welcome.
Well, no, you got how much was that? Venom 150.
Yeah, I mean, Secret Empire was $5. Venom was $6. Mission Breakout was $5. Secret Empire 2 was $5. Secret Empire 3 was $4. Guardians was $4. Screaming Citadel was $5. Mm-hmm. A lot of $5 comics. But I mean, you got to. I'm going to look at it from Marvel's point of view, right? All their $5 comics are in the top 15.
Yeah, exactly. What the fuck are you?
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying this is the.
And didn't they also aren't they all those books up there in terms of unit numbers sold? Like,
yeah. This is the ongoing problem with what the internet says, what the sales are, what the sales charts are. What people say they want, what people actually buy. Now, for most of these titles, Venom 150, we'll see when 151, 152 comes out, right? I think you're going to see a pretty dramatic drop because I know our sales were pretty poor. I've talked with other retailers who the sales were just not there. But, it's not going to fall to like the 200 spot or something. But, what happens is Marvel does this once, and you can kind of get away with it a few times, but it seems like they're just... the hope is from our point of view, from the retailer point of view, and from someone who's frustrated by these price points, you would think that either we would learn, retailers would learn, or the consumers would learn. But they say they don't want this stuff. They say they don't want a $6 comic. Yet here this book is. Now, are they throwing these all in the trash? I mean, where are these going? Did these sell? It's very hard to figure out because we're getting the list based on what the retailer buys, not what the retailer sells. And I know I have a bunch of 150s sitting around, and other retailers I've talked to have a lot too. So, the proof will really be in the pudding. If 151, 152, 153 are all top 10 books, well, then that's awesome. They're not going to be. I mean, that's just...
But
they're not.
And I guess this is just you have a bunch of 150s sitting around, but do you feel like the store was still profitable on that because of the variants and
exactly
incentives and
maybe broke even. But what I like is the fact that Detective Comics and Justice League issues, they have numbers right next to each other. They're selling consecutive. They're selling very consistently. They're only a couple copies away from each other, and they're doing it 24, 25 issues in. They're still top 20 books. Flash, Batman are still top 20 books. Superman, Titans, Wonder Woman. These are top 30 books, and they were not top 30 books if you go back a couple years. They just were not.
Just because I was very surprised, Flash has been really good after the button.
Oh, yeah. Flash was good before the button.
Well, yeah, but it kind of picks up some of the threads that were left from the button immediately in the book, which I was not expecting.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Well, you don't expect Flash to stay top 20 book after the button crossover, do you?
It has been, and it still is. Yeah.
How many issues past 22 is it?
I mean, Flash 23...
Are they double shipping Flash?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's Flash 23? Flash 23 is the 23rd title. Yeah.
So,
and the previous issues were the same.
I'm going to just spoil it, just in case people weren't reading it after the button. But the Reverse Flash has been a big part of the Flash book since the button.
Yeah. It doesn't mean no good to have Cable in a top 20 spot or Jean Grey in a top 10 spot when the number 2 book is like the 80th title of the month. Like that shows that there is no faith in these titles by the retailers, something we'll get to in a second.
Jean Grey's never had a solo title.
No,
but not really.
No, but the fact that you have that number 1 book and the number 2 book in the same month drop so dramatically.
Okay, but there's a difference. I would hope that Cable has a lower downward curve than Jean Grey. Cable's proven to be able to carry his own title, whereas Jean Grey is not.
But the thing is this is retailers being smarter about ordering their number 2s, because you had to finalize your order for number 2 before number 1
shipped. Right.
So this is showing exactly how retailers know what's going on with these books, and so they're obviously just cutting.
Well, the question will be, what is Jean Grey 3 and 4, right? Because if those are dramatically, your number for 3 is going to be based on your order for 1, and if 1 just bombed we did good with the Jean Grey. I'm not picking on Jean Grey. We actually sold a decent amount of copies of that, more than most of them.
Inexplicable.
I mean, Iceman, I'm subscription only with issue number 3. 2 copies. That's it. But Jean Grey, I'm selling like 20-something copies. That's a perfectly fine selling comic.
That's crazy. You are selling 20 copies of Jean Grey?
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Like 20, 22 maybe?
Yeah.
20?
But I mean, all this...
Yeah, it's great.
But
all this basically communicates is that retailers are being very, very cautious with issue 2.
Yeah.
And there's going to be some where they're going to not have enough copies of issue 2, and there's going to be some that have too many copies because they don't have a chance to gauge what the actual interest is when they're ordering.
Right, but what the fuck? How is this even news? Isn't this literally exactly what happens every time?
Except when DC offers returnability, then we can figure out what our ceiling is.
Gotta love DC, man.
Gotta love DC.
Oof, man, they are so good.
They are pretty great.
They are so good that they are top dollars sold and top units moved.
They're top in customer satisfaction. How about that?
They're top in fucking Higgins dick tugging.
What was the unit-wise?
I said it earlier. I don't remember. 31% or something like that. Yeah. Let's move on. Toby's here. Toby, is your mic on?
No.
Okay, Toby's eating. That's fine. This isn't the eat box. We got to talk about something here. We got to talk about Marvel Legacy.
Do we have to?
We have to. This is going to be the big talk. Sorry, Bryce. Stop looking at your watch.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how fucking long this is going to go. There's not really much to talk about. Why is this even the thing?
There's a lot to talk about here.
Where do the paper towels go?
Why do you say that with a smile?
Because I'm ready. I'm ready to get into this.
Why do you say that with a smile?
Because I'm ready to get into this.
Motherfucker.
So if you go back a couple months, you may remember me talking about a retailer meeting that I got to go to with Marvel.
That went surprisingly well.
It went really well, right? I was very excited for what Marvel had planned.
Is this one of those things where they said something and you heard something else and you start imagining things and they go, no, this is not actually what we did, and then you go, what the fuck?
No. Now, while I cannot reveal, again, NDA stuff, I can't talk about specifics, but you have all now seen the Marvel Legacy release. Okay, Toby, you haven't, but you'll hear about it here.
For the audio listeners that may not have read the lack of information that was information, can you summarize and then get into it?
Yep, we're going to get there in a minute. Marvel presented a very specific view of what they have coming up to us.
In this meeting
A couple months ago. And great conversations with Marvel about a bunch of different stuff. They took up a ton of feedback. In the last few months, last month or so, in the last 6 weeks, communication seemingly kind of fell apart with a lot of people. The way we've talked with Marvel sort of stopped a bit. It seemed like Marvel was very happy to have retailers say, "Cool, you're doing a good job," and then completely ignore every piece of advice we gave them and basically sell us a false bill of sale, because the things they showed us and the things that were revealed during this Marvel Legacy reveal last Friday are just not the same. Now, as was reported earlier on Bleeding Cool, there is another Marvel retailer meeting coming up, although everything reported in that article is completely false, except for the fact that there is a retailer meeting. The content of the meeting is not at all what it says. Clearly, stuff like this Legacy will probably be brought up, although that's not the purpose of the meeting. So I may have a bit of a different tune next Thursday. Some of this stuff may all become public over the weekend. I'm not allowed to say stuff because it's, NDAs and everything. But I will say whatever I'm allowed to say about the retailer meeting on Thursday.
That's a great question.
What?
We look forward to seeing what happens.
I just don't know. Again, this stuff leaks out all the time, right? I don't know. I'm not going to leak it. I don't do that. And I don't know if other people are going to. I kind of don't want anyone to, because that will cause Marvel and DC to not talk to us anymore. So I like the fact that they're talking to retailers. This isn't to be like, haha, I have information no one else has. This is so I can properly order and run my business and get books into the people's hands that I want to get them into. Brock, I know you have been with me as I've been very giddy getting a chance to read the Tom King and Mitch Gerardas.
Yes, you were nice enough to let me read it as well. My God. For
the Mr. Miracle #1, and providing retailers with stuff ahead of time in order to promote these books to our customers and gauge orders accurately and order enough to sell or order none if I don't feel confident in it. So I'm very happy that Marvel's willing to talk to retailers, again, something they've never really done before. But there's going to be a lot of questions, I assume, coming up about this Legacy stuff and Generations, because what they showed us was in no way, shape, or form what I saw. Mm-hmm. So, Friday afternoon, Marvel released a series of images over the internet. On Thursday, they said they're going to break the internet. Nothing will ever be the same again. We're going to, this is huge news. We're going to reveal our complete Legacy lineup. This is Marvel's new publishing line starting in September, post Secret Empire. There's a series of Generation one-shots, which were, in theory, the title in which all these classic characters come back. Something happens in Marvel Legacy, which is their version of Rebirth, their one-shot, and then, boom, everything gets restarted. Classic Legacy numbering across the board. All the characters are back to normal. Yeah, you still have your Spider-Gwens and Gwenpools or whatever, but easily ignorable. Everything's back to normal. That's not the case, and this is not what Marvel said. So herein lies the confusion. I go through these titles, and Bryce will get extremely bored and angry with me because I want to let you guys know what Marvel is putting out as part of Marvel Legacy. Now, maybe these are lies. I don't know. I can't wrap my head around the things that they said privately, the things they've said publicly, and what they've released. So there is no creative teams on any of these titles except for the very few where they actually are written on the cover of the comic. But here is your list of Marvel Legacy titles. How they released them was a series of animated GIFs where they took classic Marvel covers, took the new character, and basically put them onto this classic
they did an homage cover.
Right. So we have the very first one here is Mighty Thor, and it's an homage to the Death of Captain Marvel cover, right? And I can't remember who it was. One of our great followers on Twitter that he said the problem with these covers is they show how great Marvel used to be, and now you see the cover of the crappy new characters that nobody cares about, and you're like, why would I want that? I want the original. All right.
Well, we were talking to Kevin Sharp earlier today.
Yeah,
and he said he showed somebody who's in their early 20s,
young person. Yep.
Showed them some of these animated GIFs and stuff like that, and said, "Which would you want to read?" every single one, the person picked the old cover.
Yeah, the classic version.
The classic version.
Yeah. So we have Mighty Thor, right? We have, so this is, again, one of the very few new titles. This is going to be a Marvel 2-in-1, which featuring The Thing and Human Torch. And it homages Fantastic Four 159. It's an Inhumans and FF cover. So this is as close as we have to a Fantastic Four. At least two of the characters are back together. But, you know, a Marvel 2-in-1 book, it used to be Thing teaming up with someone else.
They just need Moon Girl under the Fantastic 3.
Well, that's... yeah, you didn't hear... We'll get to that in a few minutes.
You got it right.
Bryce was 100% correct.
Just let him get to it.
All right.
Yeah.
Let it be organic.
Okay. Yeah. So we have Old Man Logan, which is... we have Weapon X, which is a homage to the old Barry Windsor Smith Weapon X cover.
Just continuing the Weapon X.
Right, just continuing Weapon X.
Wait, I have a question about that.
Yep.
So it's continuing the current Weapon X, but there was that crappy... Well, it wasn't crappy. It was amazing, except for when it wasn't. Weapon X, not line, but they had a Weapon X.
There is no numbers. There are no numbers on any of these covers, so we don't know if they're going to some sort of legacy numbering.
Okay.
We have no idea.
New, or
right?
It's just
we don't know.
Something.
So a continuing theme I'm hearing here is that they didn't really release very much information.
Right. These are the books that will be published as part of... I should
qualify, they didn't release very much information if there's more to be released, which we also don't know.
We don't know. Right. These are the titles that will be released in September as part of Marvel's Legacy relaunch.
If
so we had Weapon X.
This a Bryce podcast. Let's keep going. We're at number 2, Weapon X.
Yep. So we had Mighty Thor. We had Marvel 2-in-1. Mm-hmm. We had Weapon X. We have Miss Marvel, which is an homage to the old Captain America number 109 cover where he's bursting through a newspaper. We have The Falcon, so there's a second new title. The Falcon is, I'm assuming...
really a new title, or is it just Sam Wilson, Captain America, being renamed Falcon?
He is back to Falcon. It's an awful costume, but at least he's called the Falcon again, right? It's an homage to an old Iron Man cover. We have Peter Parker's Spectacular Spider-Man, again... just launched, so could be legacy numbering. We don't know, which is homage is Captain America 260. We have the Defenders, which again just launched, so that's going to continue. Homage is Avengers number 9, 11? 16. Sorry, Avengers 16. We have the Jean Grey, continuing the one we have, which is an homage to an old Astonishing X-Men cover. Spider-Gwen with Gwenum, Brock's favorite.
Fucking garbage.
Which is an homage to Amazing Spider-Man 316 Venom cover where he's like holding Spider-Man's head. We have Spider-Man, just Miles Morales, which is an old Spider-Man annual cover with the Sinister Six. Okay, now the third new title is Spirits of Vengeance. This has a Ghost Rider, Blade, it's a Damon, was it Hellstorm, what's his name?
It's Damien.
Damien Hellstorm, yeah. Which has a funny cover. It was the homage to the giant size X-Men where they're bursting through the cover. So I like that one, and I'm happy to see they're doing a Ghost Rider. It doesn't look like OG Ghost Rider, but it's not the stupid car one. I don't know. He's got like a red face. Like it doesn't look like Ghost Rider, but at least it's closer to the original Ghost Rider than the garbage one we've had for a while.
This is great if people are following along with you, but maybe it's an audio podcast. We could riff through these.
I'm going as fast as I can. X-Men Gold, Black Panther, maybe you've heard of that title, Captain Marvel, Daredevil, Doctor Strange. I mean, I'll stop telling you what the covers are homages of, but I mean...
I'm just saying it's tricky when it's an audio podcast and people are like... Yeah.
Generation X, Squirrel Girl.
Oh, they're keeping Squirrel Girl going with that legacy numbering?
Apparently.
Oh, man.
What's that legacy numbering?
7? Your mic's off. Your mic's off.
Is that legacy numbering number 7?
What?
Squirrel Girl?
For Squirrel Girl?
Yeah.
They'd be up to like number 30 or something now.
I was trying to make
between
a joke
the two series.
Squirrel Girl. It's probably closer to
It didn't fucking work because my mic was off and missed time.
All New Wolverine, Amazing Spider-Man, Black Bolt, Monsters Unleashed, She-Hulk. Hey, She-Hulk's being called She-Hulk again.
Thank God.
Venom, The Avengers, Cable, Deadpool, Moon Knight. Moon Knight's apparently coming back to the new creative team. Punisher, Royals, Champions, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Is it all new or just Guardians?
I mean, I don't know. What does it say? Does it say all new? Come on, you piece of shit. Go back. As champions. Of course, it's like the one that won't load now. I mean...
Royals. Continuing Royals, huh?
Yeah.
Is it doing
You're
well?
sensing a trend here. Hawkeye, Jessica Jones. That one was already there.
Yeah.
U.S. Avengers.
That's still going?
Iceman.
Really?
The Invincible Iron Man, starring Riri Williams. Luke Cage. Old Man Logan. Secret Warriors. Oh, man. And Secret Warriors, too. It's an homage to that Jim Steranko cover, that classic Nick Fury cover. It's just embarrassing. Astonishing X-Men. Astonishing X-Men's homage cover is the Astonishing X-Men cover. It's like they're homaging their own cover.
That's fine.
Well,
Ben Reilly.
Exactly. What the fuck is wrong with that?
Ben Reilly. The unbelievable Gwenpool. Iron Fist. Although Iron Fist is fighting... Iron Fist is homaging his own cover where he's fighting Sabretooth, so I'll give you that one.
How dare he?
Spider-Man vs. Deadpool.
That's still going?
Of course. Renew Your Vows. Thanos.
Thanos is still going.
Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur with the first arc being the Fantastic Three. Johnny Storm, Ben Grimm, and Moon Girl. The Uncanny Avengers. The Incredible Hulk. The Incredible Hulk is back. Return to Planet Hulk is the first arc featuring Amadeus Cho.
Fuck no.
Yep.
That's just... Oh my god.
He's got to go catch monsters and try and hit on women.
X-Men Blue. And is that all of them? That might be all of them. Maybe I missed one, but I think that's all of them. That's my list.
Did you say X-Men Gold?
Yeah, I said X-Men Gold. Yeah.
Okay.
Squirrel Gold? Yeah, Dogs, right? Yeah, Dogs like everything. So it's just all the same shit they're publishing now. It's like 90...
They got rid of Occupy Avengers.
Yeah. There's a couple things going away. Occupy Avengers is gone. All the Black Panther bullshit's gone except for the main book. 2099's gone. Spider-Woman's over, but I think that was already over.
You actually got Charlie to lift his head saying
Surfers.
Gone.
Well, that's a little sad.
2099? Is that... I mean, I can't imagine not half, but a bunch of the books that you mentioned, I'm shocked that 2099 is selling less than, or they don't see as much future in.
I don't know. Surfer's gone. Mosaic's gone.
Oh, Charlie, Surfer.
Yeah, I'm sad about that, but I could see it coming with all this stuff that Allred's kind of moved on to. So.
But it's just the same shit.
Yeah, I don't understand this at all.
And do you want to know? Do you know? I don't know if you listened. I don't know if you counted. Did you count how many titles I released, or how many titles I mentioned? How many titles they're releasing?
Oh yeah, I knew.
One of the 52. So let's get this straight. Marvel is relaunching their titles, 52 of them.
Yeah.
And the main point of this book is these characters are coming out of the Vanishing Point. Now, the Vanishing Point, for some fans, if they don't know, is where Booster Gold and Rip Hunter and Wave Rider live in the DC universe. So, what the literal fuck, Marvel? What the fuck? What the fuck? What is this shit? What the hell is this?
Dude, Marvel is like, you know what? You DC douchebags suck so bad. We are going to literally and unequivocally bite off exactly what you did, and we're going to sell fucking more than you. We're going to move more units. We're going to make more money, and you can go fuck yourselves. That's what they're doing.
Dude, if you want Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur money, then more power to you, man.
Dude, fuck that shit. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur is going to sell more than like half of your DC books.
No, they won't. Okay, look. This
sometimes I wish I could live in Bryce world.
I need.
Oh, it's a great place to be.
The negativity of this, not just in the community of customers.
Get a lot of mileage out of the joke.
Why would I order? Okay, so I'm not throwing you under the bus here, Bryce, to be like you're Mr. Marvel, but pitch me.
Okay, I'm ready.
Why would I sell one copy of Moon Girl to a subscriber? I've not stocked it on the shelf since like the third issue or something like that. Yeah. Why would I order a single more copy of this issue of Moon Girl when they relaunch it or whatever this is? Like, because I'm completely failing to see the connection between what Marvel said, Marvel Legacy, the position they're in. Well, man, they front load these titles at the top that sell amazingly well, and then they completely cream down the charts and sell awfully. This is not sustainable for any store. It baffles me how Marvel continues to sell some of these books in the charts the way they do. How do I, as a retailer, order these books? What is the thought process here?
So, let me just say before I begin with the caveat that I think this is a terrible idea. Anyway, so Mr. Higgins, you're trying to line up your fall collection of books that you're going to stock on the shelves. Let me ask you.
I'm not going to stock Moon Girl and Double Dinosaur on the shelf.
Well, it'd be a mistake to not stock it. Let me ask you a couple questions. First of all, what is your favorite of all time movie franchise with giant robots?
Movie franchise with giant robots?
Yeah, is it Transformers? Yes, it is. Okay,
sure.
So let me ask you.
Many other?
Let me ask you another question.
See, I did not want this long drawn out thing. I'm just saying, like,
wait, I had a great thing already planned, just off the cuff.
So
that makes no sense.
Does anyone have any idea what the thought process
Devils, kind of cool. Dinosaurs, awesome. Female-led stories,
no,
awesome.
We have
like strong original female stories, even more awesome.
We have
brilliant female, young, especially minority female stories, also awesome. Original character, also awesome.
I'm not saying
what is there not to like if they can get a good writer in there?
Sales. There's no sales. There is no reason to believe that I could sell more copies of this issue of Moon Girl, and it's not just
what
Moon
if
Girl.
Tom King writes it?
That's a fight. Exactly.
Would you push it like a motherfucker?
Maybe,
Yeah,
but
bullshit.
So here's
if
the thing:
Tom King announces tomorrow he's writing Devil Girl, Moon Girl,
I would
you would be fucking ordering 20 copies and maybe 50 copies.
I would go to the Golden Gate Bridge and fling myself off of it if Tom King announced that.
You promise that?
I promise that.
So, quick question: so your sales of Vision actually went up?
Vision?
Yeah.
I mean,
would you, before Vision came out, have thought you're going to sell as many Visions as you thought you would?
No.
Sorry,
no.
Exactly.
It's a good question. No, you do not.
Yeah. So, okay, of these titles, 24 of these 52, I sell less than 10 copies of, and most of them I do not stock on the shelf currently. They are subscription only.
That's a game.
Near half of these titles. Why would I stock more of these titles? What is Marvel thinking?
If they made them all 25 cents.
They're going to be $5.99 for the first issue. You know that, with a bunch of bullshit backup and garbage paper. Like, it is...
I think what you're missing, Mr. Higgins, is that you're missing the transition that Marvel is going through right now. We can all agree that X-Men Blue and Gold, for example, are incredible, and the X-Men have been very much struggling to find their place.
The X-Men line of titles, with the exception of Generation X, is selling mediocre. And
are they double shipping that too?
Yeah,
I don't understand how they're double shipping Generation
and
X
Iceman and
Jean Grey,
but
they're not double shipping Iceman.
I mean, it seems like a lot of these are like 18 a year. It seems like a lot of them are coming up fast.
Lord. Okay,
but anyway, hold on. But yes, the X-Men books are selling well, much better than they had in a while.
Right. So I'm saying that this is a general sign of transition. They're not going to fucking flip a switch because that would be too DC of them. They're going to like have a phased in approach where they're going to slowly revamp their entire line.
There is no more relaunches, major events, or reboots for another 18 months.
Yeah, until there is, which is like fucking next year.
Oh, so Marvel's lying again.
Well, that wouldn't stop you from calling them liars, even if they weren't.
Hey,
so it doesn't really matter.
I'm 100% about Marvel rebooting in October because this shit can't stand.
Okay, let's do just a very quick scan. Okay, the X-Men titles are much better. Old Man Logan is good. Thor has been good.
Yep.
Spectacular Spider-Man, I understand, is very good. I don't know about Spider-Man and Deadpool.
You don't have to look at you don't have to do this.
I'm just doing a quick scan. This isn't even like a 10-minute Bryce thing. My point is that it seems to me that two things. First of all, there's a lot of shit with this. There's a lot of books that I love Marvel, and I'm like, what the fuck? Devil, Dinosaur, and Moon Girl? Are you fucking kidding? You're going to stick with the story? But
according to this, it is called All New Guardians of the Galaxy still.
Good, thank you.
So.
Anyway, but they have a lot of stories, and they're doing a lot of things good, and they're doing a lot more things good now than they were 12 months ago, and at least if they keep on this trajectory, then things will look even better next year. There is a lot of shit, I will grant you, is not good, but yeah, it's hard to defend this because there's a lot of shit there.
Why is Royals called Royals? Why is Guardians of the Galaxy called All New Guardians of the Galaxy? Why? Why is Mighty Captain Marvel called Mighty Captain? Why is it just called Captain Marvel?
Actually, Royals, I cannot defend. I don't know why. I hope there's a reason, but
why is X-Men Blue called X-Men Blue? Why is it just called X-Men? Why is X-Men Gold not called Uncanny X-Men? Like, why?
Dude, you are fucking just overly nerdy.
Why isn't Batman just called Batman?
Distressing about this, because X-Men Blue was all the new kids back in the day, all the hip new kids, and X-Men.
What was the comic book called?
X-Men Gold.
What was the comic book called?
X-Men and Uncanny X-Men.
There you go. They were not called X-Men Blue and Gold. That's not the names of the books.
You're fucking... What? That's like such a lame complaint now. What? That's not going to change the sales, Uncanny X-Men versus...
It absolutely would.
Blue and Gold is just a marketing thing.
You think that there's more than a single-digit percentage change in your sales of X-Men Blue and Gold if they were the exact same creative teams but called X-Men and Uncanny X-Men?
Absolutely. Especially Uncanny. Absolutely.
A greater than single-digit percentage change in your sales?
Yeah, absolutely. See, it took that last Uncanny X-Men series. It took a few issues for that book to just plummet into the fucking sales, fucking hole, because that book was terrible.
So is your fucking whining going to change when, like, in 2 months they change it back to Uncanny X-Men with
I will be fucking over the moon.
So aren't you complaining about the wrong thing here?
They're not doing anything they said they were. They're not doing anything retailers told them to do. They're not doing anything they told us they were doing.
Yeah, that is frustrating.
Yeah, it is.
No, the blue and gold is just a marketing thing to cash in on the popularity of X-Men and Uncanny X-Men in the late 90s when Jim Lee was drawing.
But like you just said...
Really?
That's where blue and gold came from.
I know.
We know that, Brock. That was the last 5 minutes of our conversation.
I was trolling.
But they have nothing. They were called that. That I thought Marvel had figured this out. I was so happy that I could be like, hey guys, look, I'm not shitting on Marvel. You can like me again. Like, you don't have to troll me all the time and say, you fucking hate Marvel.
Well, you do really hate fucking Marvel.
No, I don't. I hate this Marvel.
Yeah, but this Marvel for the past, 2 decades of your life you've hated. So.
No. If Marvel came out tomorrow and said 90% of the books going back to their original numbering, their original characters, we're getting talented creators, we're
oh my fucking god!
There's a lot of garbage.
That's the fucking most myopic point.
Marvel is dude. Marvel,
you think that they're just gonna fucking relaunch their entire line with all new great creators? What the fuck? Are you even
DC did? Look at that.
To yourself?
DC did with Rebirth. DC let go of a lot of creators and got a lot of new guys in there. Good, strong talent. Marvel is nobody's. I'm sorry. There's 3 people that matter, and everyone else is fucking worthless at Marvel right now.
Okay, well...
I'm not saying they're not doing... Some of them are doing good work. I'm saying there's no names to draw these people to Marvel. No artists... And definitely very minimal on the writers.
Oh, man, there's so much good art and a lot of good stories. And there's a lot of crap, and it's tough to argue because I don't know DC well enough. But I don't know how many creative changes your beloved DC made. But I'm just saying, this fucking shit isn't going to happen overnight. And so it's totally...
It did with Rebirth.
Well, it's hard for me to argue with that because I don't know.
No, I'm telling you, it did with Rebirth.
Yeah, but you're the fucking most biased person, second only to Brock at this table.
Anyone here? From the week prior to Rebirth to the week after Rebirth.
He looks around to the table of Brock and Charlie.
Anyone? Charlie? Brock?
So,
the Rebirth.
All the frustration around this is because, realistically, we've been bitching and moaning on this podcast for months about how they need to return things back to a sort of recognizable point when people can kind of walk in, look at the shelf, and recognize what they're getting.
Iron Man.
That is really annoying.
There was a expectation that was brought up, just even from the name, calling it Legacy, that made you think they get it.
Yes.
And that's why there's a sheer ton of anger coming around.
Sheer ton. Ooh,
yes, a sheer ton.
Hold him back, ladies and gentlemen.
Because realistically, everybody has been very, very sort of straightforward online and that kind of stuff, saying, this is what we would like you to do. And when you feel like people are listening and then you find out they're not, it always creates a shitstorm.
See, I have to come at this from 2 places, too. As a reader, I want to read what I like. However, that being said, if I was selling 50 copies of Squirrel Girl and 60 copies of Moon Girl and 80 copies of Royals, I wouldn't be saying a goddamn word.
Okay, I will half agree with that. But you have to acknowledge that some of these stories need to sell poorly now so that they can build up a following for future generations. Like, that has to...
Sure. 10%. That's
Okay.
what I said. That's what I told
That's
DC.
fine. That's fine.
And that's what they did with Rebirth.
That's fine.
And here's what DC does.
I agree with that, actually.
DC says Rebirth is going to be so strong. We have Rebirth. It's so strong. Sales are here. We can launch a little series. We can launch fucking Batman and Elmer Fudd by Tom King, which is going to be like one of the best. You just read The Brave and the Bold. You just read the Batman 23,
what
right?
What a fucking incredible story that was.
Batman and fucking Elmer Fudd is being called one of the greatest single issues to ever be released in the modern comic book
sounds
industry.
like the fucking stupidest shit I've ever heard of.
Exactly.
Until I read it.
Until you read it.
No, but if it's written by Tom King, that's not a fucking fair barometer. There's no Tom King except for Tom King. I'm so jealous that you have Tom King.
But who was Tom King 18 months ago, right? I mean,
he was over there.
Yeah, some of us
They
knew.
did lose him, and he wrote one of the best Marvel stories that Marvel's had in the past decade.
He was co-writing Grayson, and there was there was a little bit, but he was nobody, right? I mean, yeah, they could have done this, but Marvel doesn't have anyone that does this. So you can have all these great things that can build for later, but if no one's buying them. Now, in one of the comics today, I never saw this prior, maybe this is in just the books this week, I don't know. In one of the comics today, I saw an advertisement for Monsters Unleashed, which is one of the Marvel's garbage comics that sells nothing. However, Monsters Unleashed is now a series of, Goosebump-like novel series that are aimed at kids.
The Scholastic stuff, right?
I don't think it's Scholastic specifically, but it's that sort of market. That's great. A series of Marvel themed monster comics for kids, like the old R.L. Stine and Goosebump stuff. That's genius. Why are they wasting a space on their publishing line for a Monsters Unleashed comic book? You don't need that. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur does very good at book fairs and Scholastic, from what I've heard. That's awesome. That is your next generation. Why are they wasting a publishing space on this single issue comic? There is no need for it. Do your all ages comic series, do your board books, have these characters appear there. There is zero reason for this comic book to exist.
Wait
DC,
a minute. Okay, but by your own volition, and I don't know if I'm going to have this math correct, 10% should be their experimental number. Now, whether or not we're
I'll give you 10 books.
On 10%.
I'll give you 10 comics.
Do they have more than 10 comics that are experimental?
I mean,
they might. I would have to look at the wall, and nobody wants me to do that right now.
I would say you get. I'll give you one or two a week that are. When I say experimental, they could be anything, right?
I mean experimental. Like I would say, Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur, Monsters Unleashed. Those are experimental.
Yeah.
What else? I'm just looking at Silver Surfer, Spider Gwen, experimental. Ben Reilly's Scarlet Spider. Is that an ongoing?
I mean, as much as anything else in Marvel is.
Elektra.
I think you're.
I'm not sure that they have much more than 10 books, if they have 10 books that are experimental right now. Now, I do agree with you that I want fucking Iron Man, not Riri Williams, even if she's in a separate story. I want The Incredible Hulk, even if Amadeus Cho's in a separate story. I want...
Right.
I am, don't get me wrong, very disappointed that they're not, actually bringing back these people that we know and love and have been missing for a long time. I am disappointed in that. I'm just saying I think that, this seems almost like a non-event and that they're doing things more glacially than certainly you would like.
Well, let's look at this list here, right? Guardians of the Galaxy, keep it. All New Wolverine, fine, keep it. Amazing Spider-Man, sure. Renew Your Vows, axe it. America, sure. Axe it. Astonishing X-Men, fine.
America, okay.
Avengers, fine. Black Bolt, gone. Black Panther, fine. Cable, fine. Champions, fine. I don't care. Keep Champions.
Sure.
That could be where you dump all those kids.
Sure. Can we go back and get rid of Black Bolt, though?
Book.
I know you and that's why I said, keep it. I'm fine with it.
Which one?
We don't sell a lot. I don't like it, but
he said keep it.
I don't care.
About?
But he said it in such a...
Daredevil, Deadpool, Defenders, Doctor Strange, fine. Falcon, whatever. Gen X, fine. Hawkeye, whatever. Iceman, dump. Hulk, sure, but it's not Incredible Hulk. Same with Invincible Iron Man, same deal. Jean Grey, dump it. Jessica Jones.
Just make Ironheart then.
Right, there should be an Ironheart comic.
Or down the line.
Right, and it won't sell and be canceled.
Well, fuck you. I'm just angry at you and blame you for it.
Marvel 2-in-1 gone. Captain Marvel gone. Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur gone.
Captain Marvel gone. That's crazy though.
No, it's never been successful. Never.
It
not in the modern
they
day.
have to. They have their wannabe Wonder Woman going to come out, and they gotta push that brand.
You can have the movie. You can have the novelization. You can have all the books. Why are you wasting your publishing line on a
you said
comic
keep
that
Black
doesn't
Bolt.
sell?
I say keep.
No, I said drop it.
Okay, well you're probably wrong about something else.
Moon Knight, whatever. Monsters Unleashed gone. Miss Marvel, sure. Old Man Logan, no. Bring back Wolverine. Like, we
what
don't
the
need this.
fuck?
Old Man Logan's great.
Old Man Logan has been incredible for 2 years.
Yeah, drop it.
Fuck you.
Nope. Spectacular Spider-Man, fine. Punisher, fine. Royals, cool. Call it Inhumans. Why is it called Royals?
Why is it called Royals?
No idea. Secret Warriors, gone. She-Hulk, gone. Spider-Gwen, gone. Spider-Man, fine. Spirit of Vengeance, fine. U.S. Avengers, gone. Squirrel Girl, gone. Venom, sure. Weapon X, X-Men, Blue and Gold, call them Uncanny and X-Men, and we're fine. That gives us about 6 or 8. This gives us about 8 new titles, and there's plenty of great comics that could fill those. Plus, at 52 books, that means they're double shipping a bunch of them. So, because they normally publish 100 titles. So,
yeah, I agree with almost everything you said.
Yeah, it's baffling.
It is baffling. It is crazy that there was so much hype around this event, and it's such a non-event.
Well, who did the online the Twitter poll online?
Oh, Sketched
did a poll.
Yeah, great podcast, great blog.
They had 2% interested, or very interested, right?
And not Marvel haters or DC fanboys or anything like that. No, the guys over at Sketch are awesome. I did their podcast a couple years ago.
And they had
they're great.
17% are interested.
I mean, it was like 80% were zero interest, or this lessened reduced any interest I had beyond zero. Like it was like,
what a fucking troll comment though. So what? In a couple months, when they're still the number one market share, they're still moving more units, and they're still more dollars.
But
sold.
The only reason they do it is because they play these fucking games. Variant covers, giant incentives. It's not real. How many times do I have to explain this,
dude? For years, you've been saying, how many times do I have to explain this? And for years, it's been the same.
No, it hasn't been. Because for the last few months, DC won a few of them, and they were very close for a number of them. But here we go back to overshipping, double shipping. Not double shipping, I mean match shipping. Huge incentives. They want copies out there. Legacy, if Legacy needed to be $5.99 to be profitable, why am I receiving 50 fucking free copies of Guardians of the Galaxy every month 4 issues in? The math doesn't line up. They do this simply to show that they're the number one publisher at the cost of their own profit. It's fucking mind-boggling how poor they run this company and how poor decisions they make.
Well, that happened in the 90s with all the variants and all that crap.
Nah. Dude, the 90s were nothing like now.
I just don't understand how you can go on year after year complaining about their business practices, and year over year, on average, they're outperforming. Is it because the characters are better, the creative teams are better, or their business practices are better? Because it's got to be at least one of those.
No, it's fucking just market manipulation. It's not real.
Okay.
It's not. I mean, these books end up in quarter bins and dollar bins in the fucking trash. I have a box of Guardians of the Galaxy shit that I can't get rid of, but I don't want it, but you goddamn know it's on their sales chart numbers, right?
I don't know what to tell you.
And you cross that across every company.
So when does Marvel go out of business, Ryan?
Never, because they're owned by Disney. I mean, it doesn't matter. But at some point...
Were they going to go out of business if they weren't bought by Disney?
No. Marvel was doing okay prior to that. I mean, they got out of their... Because here's the thing. Marvel can do this, not being underhanded, just putting out good books that people want with no fucking bullshit that we're arguing about every time. Just no shenanigans, just normal releases, normal practices, not, God knows why some of these books are ordered the way they do, because I don't know what retailers are falling for this stuff. I have to assume either they're making their money some other way, or the variants, they have some crazy variant market where they just profit hand over fist and throw all the books in the trash. Yeah, I mean, for most stores, that's not sustainable, but but maybe there's a couple stores out there that can do it. Things like I have no problem with trying to build up sales, but these numbers are not legitimate. That is the problem.
But they've been, by your own volition, not legitimate for years.
Correct. It's infuriating.
Sounds like it.
The rare months where we see an untainted Marvel chart, DC has beat them. So,
because there's nothing they could do to manipulate the chart to make it look like
that specific month. Yeah.
Okay. You laugh, but the reason why he augmented May's chart is because the only reason it doesn't show on the chart, it shows that Secret Empire is the top book of the month.
But
that's Diamond. That's not Marvel.
That's Diamond. But the thing is but they only sold 100 and some odd thousand copies of Secret Empire #1. Batman 22, lenticular cover and the variant covers, or the regular covers, because they're a price difference, Diamond recognizes as two different books. But it's the same comic. You add those numbers up.
He explained all that.
But that's the thing is how...
What is the thing?
How is it... That's market manipulation. Showing the numbers the way they're going this way makes Marvel look like it's on top.
To me, it's not even necessarily a question of whether or not Marvel's business practice is good or not. If they want to relaunch #1s and people keep buying #1s and they keep staying on top, what that basically means is nobody's investing in the #2 and onward. And if that's the market that Marvel wants to foster, basically, Bryce is right. If it's making them money...
Wait, I'm sorry. Who's right?
Bryce is right. Yeah, I know.
Here's the thing.
But
he wasn't done.
Well, Charlie's dead on.
His name's not Brock, but
this may be making Marvel money. This isn't making me money. Yeah. That's the problem that I have.
That's fair. I'm sorry, Charlie. You were talking about how I was right.
That's what I was going to say. Like there is no reason for Marvel basically to change their business practices because this strategy is working.
Yeah.
But it also means that all that's pushing up their sales charts are #1s.
And it's been like that for a while.
But it's been like, how long have I been on this podcast? It's at least half a decade. It feels like 7 decades. And you've been like saying that this will not last since I joined. Like the first podcast I was on, you were like, oh, all those big asterisks with the giant, non-lenticular covers and all those variants and all those #1s and reboots every year and fuck them. I mean, this can't last. You've said that fucking years and years ago.
But you are seeing it not last. You get the #1 books and the #10 books and the #20 titles. You go back 10 years, 5 years, the numbers were higher. Those numbers are dropping off a fucking cliff by issues 2, 3, and 4. I'll look at the sales chart info from last year. There was they have to just do gimmick and special and special and special. It will not last. Something will eventually give. I don't want that. I don't want to have to be guessing every month what's going to happen. DC provides and has provided for the most part, for years, very stable, consistent, constant sales. Sometimes higher, sometimes lower, but they are very easy to deal with. Marvel is fucking all over the place. There is no DC series where I'm ordering 100 copies of #1 and shelf only and sub only for issue 4. But that happens with Marvel. That's crazy talk. Absolute madness. There's no reason for that to happen.
Except for money for them. I mean, that's a pretty good reason for them. But, and look, by the way, I'm obviously fucking playing devil's advocate on Marvel's behalf, as I'm wont to do. Like, I think that a lot of let me just remind you that a lot of the shit that they've done, I think, is super lame and is not cool. But on the other hand, being the fucking Marvel fanboy and playing the devil's advocate, like, I don't know what to tell you. They've been fucking successful my whole life. More successful than DC 99% of the fucking months that I've been alive than DC. I don't know what to tell you.
Marvel filed for bankruptcy in the 90s. I mean, they have not always been successful.
I said 99%. I'm an old man. No, fucking okay. asshole. I'm being hyperbolic, but the point is that it vastly outnumbers the months that DC's outperformed them. So what the fuck?
Here's the thing. Marvel, for those at home that can't see me, Marvel was 80% of the market.
He's got his hand up about the height of Toby instead of Charlie.
And DC was 5% of the market. And over the decades, they're, for all intents and purposes, even. DC has grown, and Marvel has fucking fallen beyond belief. And this is changing in the change of times.
Because it went from like 100 to 0 to much closer to 50-50. Yeah. When I was a kid, fucking DC and Marvel, it was fucking astronomical difference.
Right.
But in the past, 2 decades, it's been 35-45%.
But it's not that DC sales went up tenfold. They remained basically the same. Marvel just came down as the entire market got crushed as
the
Marvel
entire line of Marvel creators went and created a fucking company called Image.
And just comic books in general shifted from 200,000, 300,000 copies
creators
to 50,000 copies being the bestseller.
DC to go create Image? I mean, it must have been 9 out of 10 were from Marvel.
Well, they were all from Marvel.
Okay, so 10 out of 10.
All the original creators were from Marvel.
So so that would probably lead to a.
But it was
decline.
the entire industry. I mean, just the entire industry came down, and so Marvel. It's not that DC went up; it's Marvel fell to DC's level.
Okay, but that's in the 90s. So since the 90s, it's been almost 20 years.
Fairly even.
Yeah. Right, that they've been fairly even, and Marvel has outperformed all the time. So there's been almost 2 decades of outperformance due to gimmicks, and it's gonna fail at some point in time.
No, they outperformed the majority of the 2000s with
Quesada
the 90s and early 2000s were you had Heroes Reborn and Heroes Return. Heroes Reborn was a bit of a gimmick. Heroes Return was very solid storytelling that causes books to sell very well. Joe Quesada threw a lot of shit at the wall. A lot of it didn't stick, but a lot of it did. Like that Daredevil Kevin Smith book, you forget how big of a book that was. That was a sea change when that book came out.
I love that book.
Okay, so is any of the shit that they're doing now throwing shit at the wall and seeing what's going to stick?
And it's almost all of it, and none of it is sticking. Quesada got stuff to stick.
Well, don't you have to fucking throw shit at the wall to see if it's going to stick?
Yeah, but he got stuff to stick.
Well, what the fuck? You're going to say that none of it stuck and that's their fault for trying?
Well, see, they were throwing Daredevil at the wall to see if it would stick with Kevin Smith. They're throwing Moon Girl at the wall with who the fuck knows who's writing it. It's not sticking.
Yeah,
that's the fucking stupidest argument ever. If
Kevin Smith was back,
exactly.
Either.
If Kevin Smith
Everyone
was
knew
fucking
who Kevin Smith was.
No, I didn't. I discovered him through Daredevil.
Regardless of that, if Kevin Smith was writing Moon Girl, I fucking dare say it would be selling better than it is.
Well,
what the fuck
if Kevin Smith was writing a book right now, it wouldn't sell anyway. No one cares about Kevin Smith anymore. But what I'm saying,
you know what I mean, though.
Right? No, but
actually, it fucking would sell. But anyway,
Quesada tried a bunch of different stuff, and there was a bunch of garbage. But there was some really good stuff, and there is still good stuff now for Marvel. The difference is it's sold under Quesada. Even the shit sold under him.
I still own my Punisher Angel books.
Yeah, it sold amazingly well. It was terrible, and people hated it, but it sold really well.
It was because at the time everything else was fucking good.
I know.
It's pretty much you put the Marvel Knights label on any book, and it was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Right now, if you look at the sales charts, there's very little in the top 50 for Marvel that isn't the new X-Men stuff. All of their other books are way down in the sales charts. That is not sustainable. Long term, this will not last.
Well, okay. The thing is as a retailer,
every reboot is less than the previous. Every relaunch is less than the previous.
Well, I mean,
these numbers are trending downwards.
People have already come in and said, "I'm not they're canceling."
I had one subscriber come in and cancel all his Marvel titles.
All right. Well, I mean, the end is nigh.
I'm just saying. I have about 60 people signed up for Doomsday Clock, and I have one person that canceled all their Marvel books. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know what to tell you, so we are in agreement.
Let's ask some questions.
Hey, but...
Wow, Bryce and Ryan agreed.
Well, I mean, I think that we agreed on the exact opposite thing. I need to feel...
See, I'm the DC. I'm very stable. Bryce is Marvel, where he was way up here, and then he's just fallen to my level. So.
That's fucking hilarious, I guess. That's so funny.
It's true. That's why it's funny.
Oh, is that why it's funny?
Can I pick on Marvel just a little bit?
Sure. No, we don't. We only have Marvel love here.
Long time, and maybe you guys already brought it up. Why in the world did it announce us as like an industry-changing event?
Yeah,
no idea.
That's crazy.
It's not the first time. I mean, they've been newspaper headline chasers for years now.
Yeah.
I mean, they make they announce things on the news. They've been headline chasers for a long time,
which is great. Use it.
No, fuck no. I want them to go. Wait, just write good books again.
Well,
I really don't like this whole headline chaser thing.
Such a garbage argument.
But
just write good books again. It's
no, but still though. I mean, like they've been headline chasing for a long time at this point. I kind of want them. They have been.
Oh, I'm not saying they're not.
Really have been. That's more important to them than getting good books out. I feel like.
Well. They have the arm at Disney, which means they have ABC at their disposal. They have USA Today. USA Today, is that the Disney-owned one? They can basically use that PR. I mean, I would. Everyone should. Warner Brothers uses all their stuff, Entertainment Weekly, to push the hell out of DC stuff. They absolutely should. That's just using your brands properly. I have no problem with that. But as a fan and as a retailer, it doesn't matter if you tell people to come buy fucking... Monsters Unleashed, because no one's going to buy it. No one's actually going to come in to buy that book.
Okay, I'm feeling very insecure about Marvel lasting the decade. Charlie, can you please tell me whether or not you like or dislike Marvel?
Marvel could stop publishing all comic books tomorrow, and it would
No, hold on, it's Charlie's turn.
Like the actual publishing of Marvel comics is almost meaningless to Marvel at this point. The money is barely a drop in their bucket. Between licensing and the movies, they don't even need the comic books anymore. That's fucking terrifying to me that they absolutely could just drop it all if they wanted.
The problem is when Marvel is healthy and DC's healthy, the whole industry as a whole is good.
Yeah.
Right? When Marvel's lackluster performance with a majority of their titles, barring, that, they have a few good hits here and there, but a majority of their line is not selling as well and is not as accepted or purchased, it hurts the retailers. So that hurts them staying open. That hurts the comic book store industry as a whole. It makes it shrink and shrink and shrink. So Marvel doesn't give a fuck about that. But the thing is as a customer, you should care about whether or not your local comic book store is going to be in business.
Corporate Marvel doesn't care about that, Bryce, is what I'm saying. They don't care what publishing does.
I didn't fucking... Okay. Yeah, all right. That's fascinating.
Let's ask some questions. Cisco says, can you believe Bryce Larsen is still complaining about the Dark Knight boat sequence? Yes, I can. I absolutely can. Yeah. Why do you hate that scene so much? What's wrong?
Because to me, look, I fucking am sick of my own voice, which is very difficult when talking about this fucking boat sequence. The reason is, to me, that movie is a fucking 99.9%. In my mind. That is an almost perfect movie. But the fucking guy from Next Friday gets all corny. My problem is the corniness. That movie plays it so straight, and every performance is incredible, but and they take themselves so seriously, and it's so well acted, so well written for the most part. And then the fucking guy from Next Friday is like totally against type, is like, yeah, we don't kill anybody. And it's just so corny and not realistic, and like you get a boat full of felons, and there's not going to be somebody that's going to like take control, some alpha male that's going to go fuck up the other boat. Like, fuck, man, it just rings so false to me. It all the hard time that I've done knowing that whole no, but. Yeah, it just that whole thing is just so corny to me. It's incredible, and to me, it's the disappointment in that scene is exacerbated by the fact that the rest of the movie around it is so perfect that I'm just so frustrated that is not how the rest of the movie. I mean, superheroes notwithstanding, is how that would play out in real life, and that scene is not how that would play out in real life, and that is frustrating to me. Charlie agrees with me.
Actually, I do.
Oh my fucking god!
That in general,
I think it was a long shot because you agree with everybody. But
well, no, I agree that in general, the way that scene plays is more about the narrative of people are better than the Joker.
I get what they were going for. I do. Yeah. I do.
I fucking love that scene. I don't give a shit.
But it is one of those things where it was pushing it a little bit to kind of do the whole.
Charlie. It was, yeah.
That kind of hurts me.
No, Charlie's right.
But it's the whole idea of we're going to put the worst of the worst on one boat and normal people on the other, and you can't kind of set up these are the worst of the worst, and then have them be intrinsically good.
Died a little bit inside Charlie.
No, Charlie's right. I like Charlie, and Charlie likes everything that's right.
I can argue with Bryce, but when Charlie shoots me down, it hurts.
Society is just dirty.
Whoa. Let's move on from those. That was heavy.
It's true. Confirmed.
Let's move on to Indigator.
What's up, Indigator?
Craig asks, may shifted my reading over to electronic instead of paper. If I buy through your Comixology site, do you make the same as with a regular book sale? No. We make very little.
Come on. Hasn't he gone over this ad nauseum?
We make, roughly 50% when we sell a normal comic book. We make 10 to 15 to 30% on the digital comics, depending on publisher. If you buy DC Comics from us, we make more. So I like it when you buy DC Comics from me.
Out of curiosity, with the Comixology store, do you know like what comics people are buying?
I do.
Have you noticed any sort of trends on your comics? Like, are you selling more Marvel on Comixology than DC? Is it still more heavy? Like, how much does your Comixology sales mirror like your shop sales?
Pretty close. I don't look like religiously, but usually it's not dramatically different, except for the sales stuff. The sales stuff is just all over the place.
Yeah.
The regular like Wednesday comics and normal comics it's pretty much the same. If you look at the digital sales charts, they tend to mimic the actual sales charts somewhat.
Yeah, but we've talked about how your store seems to not mimic the sales charts.
No, I mean, if you look at Comixology publishes a weekly sales chart of every comic they sold and what sold the best. Some of the exclusive digital stuff obviously is on there, and then the sales charts are pretty much follow the trends. Okay. It's not like Squirrel Girl's the number one comic on Comixology, which people think, and it's like, no, it's just not the case. Yeah. This from Bennett, says, someone who's moving a lot of comics around, any device for the best containers to use apart from long boxes? Is there any way to make comics airtight? I mean, CGC, throw them in Tupperware, I guess, but there's not really, though. And you don't really need to do that unless you're dealing with, like, Golden Age comics. There's no real need.
If you're moving to someplace that's humid or super dusty, I would fucking say ghetto box that shit. Saran wrap those motherfuckers.
Yeah, Tupperware is probably like those big Target, totes or whatever.
Sure, yeah. If you have a ton, and beyond that, if you have a bunch of books that are not going to be worth anything, just throw them in long boxes. And if they're dusty, that adds to their appeal. Just when I smell dust, I just means I
sneeze more when I'm sorting back issues.
Exactly.
Dan asks, with Secret Weapons coming out by the screenwriter of Arrival, Secret Weapons is the Valiant title, who are some other directors and screenwriters you'd like to see write comics? Now, first of all...
Directors writing comics?
Yeah.
Screenwriters, he said.
Directors or screenwriters. Before we answer that question, I love Valiant. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, dear.
These movies aren't going to happen. They're just not going to happen.
What fucking movies?
Valiant has they got some Chinese investor, and there's 1.5 billion Valiant movies that are in production.
Is it Echo the investor? Because that company's going tits up.
I don't know. They're not happening, guys. Just
tits up.
I don't know what to tell you. Valiant doesn't have like 17 movies planned. Like, it's just not going to happen. Maybe they'll get one out. Maybe.
Yeah, they might get Exo or Ninja.
Yeah, there's been a bunch in the works. Nothing's happened.
Ninja, I guess. Wait.
Nothing is happening right now. There's there's nothing. They did some like web.
Didn't
they do like some web movie?
Valiant.
Fuck off.
Didn't they do some web some Bloodshot versus the Valiant, like some garbage,
some
absolute garbage
was it
tier?
Bloodshot? I thought it was like a ninja dude.
No, it was
Bloodshot.
Isn't it?
No,
the guy
Bloodshot
from
was in it.
Arrow.
It was
was it Ninjak?
It was Ninjak.
It was Ninjak, right?
Yeah.
He's still working on that. I talked to him about it.
That was like some garbage tier direct to web.
They're about to finish it.
It's not a real movie, though.
No, it's a web series.
Yeah, it's some garbage, low budget.
Well, fuck you and
I'm just saying.
Store and
they're saying Secret Weapons by the writer of Arrival.
Shit, like, and put their lives into. You're like a fucking garbage web series.
There is not going to be $100 million Exo War movie released in 4,000 theaters across the United States.
I find there's nothing wrong with an $85 million web series if they just want to
with an $85 million opening weekend.
We could so get something.
That's what I'm saying.
With a bet and ridiculousness with him.
That's what I'm saying. It's not
not going to happen. Will they crap out a couple of random things? Sure, probably. But it is not going to be like a real Valiant universe. But Toby,
crap out a couple random things, Toby. How do you feel about
movie
that?
people. What directors and or screenwriters would you like to see
here's
write
the problem.
comics?
I don't think directors would be writing these things.
Yeah, yeah. Just say, assume he meant only screenwriters.
That's a little harder.
Not very many people know.
Sometimes it's better when it's only a little harder.
And a lot of movies have multiple screenwriters.
I'm thinking.
Great radio.
I'm thinking.
Well, you fucking put me on the spot. I'm
You're
thinking.
right. I'm thinking too. I want to.
So excited about Baby Driver.
What was it? Oh, yeah. I actually accidentally saw that trailer. It looked cool. I'm thinking.
That's the Speak, right? That's the Speak, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Smiling.
Thinking that the Coen Brothers could do a great. I don't fucking know what they would do, but it would just be good because they have a propensity for greatness, just much like myself.
I wish Brian Fuller had gotten that Pushing Daisies comic going.
Oh, Brian Fuller is awesome.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that was supposed to be done by, like, Wildstorm before they closed up Wildstorm.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I'd like to see David Lynch do a comic just to blow everyone's mind.
It won't blow my mind because I won't be able to read it. I've been recently hooked on This Is Us, and I think those writers should write something.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah,
It'd be the
I
saddest
really like
fucking
it.
thing ever.
I think
Bryce
it's
doesn't want to. Bryce doesn't want to cry when he's holding.
Oh my god, I would cry so much. I don't want
I
to
think
fucking
it's
cry when I
really
read
good.
comic books, other than Why the Last Man series finale.
I
is
mean,
it?
Huh?
What is it?
Huh?
What is it?
This Is Us?
Mom does. TV show or
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Netflix or?
No, it's fucking NBC. Is it NBC?
NBC or something, yeah.
It's a fucking
Never
network
mind.
show.
Yeah,
It's-
never mind. Nothing I'd watch.
It's very,
What?
What?
it's very much like Lost.
What the fuck did you just say?
It's very much like
I don't
Lost.
It's a
No,
network show, therefore it's nothing I'd watch.
No, I only watch like the
Superhero Network
like,
You are
stuff?
the fucking most hypocritical.
No, I only
douche.
watch. I seriously watch like nothing on the 4 major channels anymore. I watch like garbage on CW
okay.
and like the
Well.
best shows ever on AMC.
Okay.
or
Oh, you had
Showtime.
best shows ever, yeah.
So
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
up there on
Breaking
your
Bad, Fargo,
up there on your high horse,
You.
just watching your CW shows
Well,
that aren't network at all.
I said CW and Sci-Fi on one side,
Yeah.
and Showtime, HBO, and AMC on the other side. Like nothing in between.
Yeah, and a bunch of fucking Netflix. Literally, like everything, even if it's garbage, other than network shows, even if they're good.
I don't understand where you.
Well,
You're
the
welcome.
shows might appear eventually on Netflix, and then it...
Then it'll be on his radar.
I guarantee you he'll watch it when he's like, oh, Netflix, This Is Us, huh? This looks, oh, wow, 6 out of 5 stars. This is fucking a good show. Let me start watching this. And then Leanne starts crying, and he's like, Leanne, let me watch it with you. He's preemptively crying. Oh, God, I'm so sad. What are we watching? He hasn't even watched it yet. Oh, God, he starts watching it.
Cisco.
It's so good and so sad.
Cisco asks.
Oh, I'm not fucking done. I will say.
You
You
stop.
were just a.
No, I couldn't fucking
silence.
say something because he kept screaming.
He was crying.
If Joe Carnahan ever does anything comic book related, I would totally pick it up. I don't even care
What's he
what it
do?
is. Huh?
What's he do?
Smoking Aces, A-Team.
Oh, okay, whatever. Cisco says.
I would strangle this motherfucker.
I agree with Higgins. You got to fucking drop those names beforehand to predicate the I guess excitement.
Cisco says, any chance of a weekly, possibly year-long, Heroes Return style event from Marvel? I would love that, but no.
Yeah, I agree with that. Rare agreement with Ryan.
Someone else actually asked about digital storefront, and I should pimp this because I only pimp it in the intro. Digital.comicsconspiracy.biz. Please go buy comics from us. We make a little bit of money when you buy them from us. He says, how much of your sales come from the digital storefront? Do a lot of shops use them? If not, why not? Sales-wise, less than 1%. So it's not much. But it is free money for us, kind of.
Wow, really?
Oh, yeah.
Free
yeah.
money.
That is crazy. I knew that it was dwarfed, but less than 1%?
Yeah, we make, I mean...
It
almost
pays like the electric bill and
Your electric bill is less than 1% of your fucking like sales that you make?
No, he just makes that many digital sales.
I mean, I have to do some math, but I don't know what our electric's pretty cheap. I mean,
Well, if he didn't do the math, then it pays for everything, no matter
I mean,
what.
dude, if digital pays for your fucking electric bill, that's fucking, you're doing all right.
it pays way more than our electric bill, but it's very little.
compared to
So you sell a shitload fucking digital shit.
You don't have a higher electric bill? Look at all these fucking lights.
Yeah.
How much do you think our electric bill here is?
I don't know, like $80?
No, I think it's hundreds of dollars.
It's the worst of summer. It's hundreds of dollars. Yeah. It's a lot more than 80.
Do you have 80? What the fuck was that?
My shit is 80.
Well,
you're never home.
That's true.
You don't turn on lights.
You don't have a fucking entire store that you like have lights for and AC in the summer.
Yeah, and the back doesn't get AC. The back constantly turns the AC on. So.
I leave my computer on the entire time.
Computers don't take any power if they're left
Plus,
on.
every time I use the facilities in the back room, I turn the lights off and on constantly, like over and over. Like,
you do that too? I thought I was the only one.
Just to try to burn more electricity, so that it isn't covered by his digital sales.
I actually see Ryan.
A lot of shops don't have them. I think a lot of shops are just don't want to deal with them, or they don't want to push digital on their customers. For us, a lot of the people that buy them are podcast listeners or people that aren't local. Or
people who've transferred over to digital who used to buy from us.
Yeah, but it's mostly not cannibalizing
local,
sales from the store. So, yeah.
Wow.
Samurai Godzilla asks, how long until the Fantastic 3 makes people forget about the original Fantastic Four?
Today!
I tell you, Marvel is doing a great job making me forget the Fantastic Four even exist. And maybe that's their goal.
Well, they're helped in no small part by Fox, by the way. Just wanted to put that out there.
I still like half that movie.
Wait, no, I'm sorry. Is that Sony?
I still haven't
Fox?
seen that movie.
No, it's Fox.
I'll bring it over. We'll watch half and then we'll stop and it'll be fine. I'll tell you when we can stop and then we'll just not continue watching it, but then you'll enjoy it.
Charlie, you two could FF and chill. Or FF and F.
No.
All right. Joseph asks, Bryce.
Oh, dear.
Can you rank the current published X-Men books worst to best?
Worst to best?
All right.
Worst, Iceman.
Let's come back in 20 minutes.
Second worst, Jean Grey.
What did you say was worst? Iceman?
Second worst, Jean Grey.
There's more than 5. You just fucked us.
Third
He's
worst.
going to try and shove more than 5 into 5.
Third worst, Weapons of Mutant Destruction.
No, that's just a one-shot. That's the Weapon X one-shot.
First of all, fuck you, whose turn is it? Second of all, that is all. Okay. Fourth best, All New Wolverine. Third best, X-Men Blue. Second best, Old Man Logan. First best, X-Men Gold. You're welcome. Wait, did I get them all?
You forgot Weapon X.
Weapon X is better than All New Wolverine. It's right above All New Wolverine.
Less than Old Man Logan?
Less than X-Men Blue. No, Old Man Logan is number 2, baby. Old Man Logan's fucking great.
Yeah, I haven't read 25 yet, but yeah, it finished great. I love the end.
No, Lemire's finished good, and Bryson?
Yeah.
What?
Bryce Awesome is how it's.
The guy who's writing the new one.
I wasn't being serious. Okay.
It wasn't bad that first one.
Yeah, you were.
But I was. Anyway, yeah, that's a Bryce rant that lasted less than 20 minutes.
Joseph also asks, are Bryce and Toby still allowed to do an episode after last week's? Nope.
I have a question about that, because I understand that you didn't like our Ryan Scott one because we shat on a bunch of DC that you fucking took time out of your honeymoon to read, but we didn't.
Why do you keep?
Because it's the funniest fucking story of all time.
Well, yeah. Why would
your highlight in your honeymoon is not your honeymoon, but the fucking DC Rebirth.
Wait, I was moving past that. Anyway.
Oh, I wasn't.
A highlight of my honeymoon was not that. It was something that happened during my honeymoon. It was a highlight of my comic reading experience.
I can just see Higgins Dear Diary. Number 1, coitus. Finally. Number 2, DC Rebirth. Number 3, fucking Big Ben. I wish that I had insight into your diary.
Yes, my diary.
I don't. I really don't.
It's called his Twitter feed.
We threw a bunch of shade at a terrible movie on that episode.
I haven't got there yet.
But we actually were so not aggressive in the last episode.
Yeah, we didn't even shit on you.
We didn't shit on you. We didn't shit on DC. I would be curious as to why you would say that no more all-time greatest downloaded episodes ever would be not
That's
good.
why.
Oh, you're just jealous then.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Eric's got a couple questions. He says, how can you justify a $5 comics to kids? Kids don't read comics, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, what the fuck is that? What is that question? The parents buy that shit.
Yeah.
I'll buy my son a $5 comic book as long as
Every week?
It's not for him, it's for me.
And how will your store diversify to address poor Marvel sales? Well, I've had to do this for quite some time already. I actually have to admit, the last 2 months, so not the June order, but the comic shipping in July and June and parts of and most of May, our Marvel sales were actually up pretty significantly because they had their Venom cover month, their Jean Grey cover month, which they're just finishing up, and their the new.
You mean the Mary Jane cover?
I'm sorry, Mary Jane. Sorry, Mary Jane.
Higgins is redheadist.
Yeah, and then the Jim Lee ones are shipping in July.
Yeah.
The Venom and the Mary Jane one sold very well. I ordered a decent amount extra of the so I ordered 2 copies of Captain Marvel for.
And that's part of the Marvel.
My 2 subscribers.
In the market, right?
I order 2 copies of Captain Marvel for my 2 subscribers. I ordered 10 copies of the Mary Jane variant, and we'll probably sell them all because people just want the variant cover; they don't care about the actual comic. What was it? Was it? I can't remember. Who was the Emma Frost cover? Gwenpool. Yeah. So fucking the genius of Marvel.
I'm sorry. The genius of who?
The genius of Marvel.
The genius of Marvel.
So they have.
Did you say the genius of Marvel?
The genius of Marvel. They have their X-Men. I'm sorry. They have their X-Men Jim Lee variant cover shipping in July. Right. They take the most garbage tier comic Gwenpool, and they put the fucking Emma Frost Jim Lee variant cover on that book. I was like, well, I get 2 copies for my subscribers and 50 copies of the variant because it's fucking Emma Frost by Jim Lee. Fuck Gwenpool.
Wait, have I seen this? I don't know. Buy this right now.
You know the picture. It's the picture of Emma Frost with her leg up on the chair.
It was the card.
It comes in.
Wait a minute. Didn't I want to order the whole series?
This is next month.
It hasn't come out yet.
Next month.
So I'm going to get this Emma Frost cover.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
You gotta have
You're going to have Gwenpool in your collection.
But it's Emma Frost drawn by Jim Lee on the cover.
But
right.
So when my wife looks at it, she won't think I have bad taste by ordering Gwenpool. She'll be like, well.
No, she knows you have bad taste giving all those Marvel books.
Oh.
And I'm like, man, the troll of Marvel to be like, well, if you want the Emma Frost Jim Lee cover, you got to order Gwenpool. Like, man, Marvel. Bryce? Marvel's very smart. They know how this game is played. They do. They do.
Fuck, that's literally what I was arguing earlier.
They do.
Well, you just
and
won.
Still arguing.
They do.
Are we really not allowed to do another 0.5?
Jesus says, I watched all of Riverdale. I loved it. Who else finished it? I have not finished it, but I like it way more than I thought I would have.
Wait,
what?
CW.
Well, it's on Netflix now.
Wait, what are we talking about?
There you go. Riverdale?
Now I'm all confused.
Riverdale.
Okay.
I haven't finished it yet.
Riverdale's
but
pretty
If Charlie
great.
hasn't finished it, you got to know to slow down your Riverdale watching.
No, what I need to do is have them not put out as many shows that I'm trying to keep up on.
It's quite a bit of shows to keep up with. That's the main reason why I haven't finished it either. But I forgot where I left off. That's my main problem. So I don't know. Now
It's okay. Having it all on Netflix means you don't have to know anything.
That's my problem. Now that it's on Netflix, I have to go actually figure out which episode it is that I left off on.
Yeah.
So this has been the biggest problem of all my shows. I have to go on Netflix now and figure out where I was.
TiVo, baby. Hiram
Fuck you and your
says,
TiVo.
Hiram says,
first world problems.
he said, the podcast can be started on reading comics. If I make my way to Sunnyvale, can I get my first trade signed by the cast? Absolutely. I don't know why you would want to, but absolutely.
Only if you buy it from Brian.
No.
Unless you don't buy it from Ryan, and
Then we'll
still
sign it anyways.
If you're coming in the
trade is
next,
it?
I don't know. If you're coming in the next 6 days, we'll be here. If you come after that, we'll be in our new shop location at 913 West El Camino Real, Sunnyvale, California. 5 minutes from our current location. We're moving. Remember that. And we are going to be off. We're not going to have a podcast for at least a week, possibly 2. Because of the move. No.
Yes, absolutely.
Why do I get the distinct feeling that
0.5.
Absolutely.
Why do I get
0.5.
the distinct feeling the podcast equipment's going to disappear during the
Oh,
move?
we don't even need the fucking podcast equipment.
I
First of
have
all-
to publish it, so...
come on. Are you seriously not going to post it?
No.
Peter says...
We'll do some stuff to you.
Peter
Higgins.
says, I just started watching Twin Peaks. Excellent. Any comics like it? Nope.
You know,
Nope.
that fucking picture you posted, I will never fucking watch Twin Peaks ever in my life.
Which picture?
The picture.
No.
Go close your ears then. The picture.
Mother.
Easier said than done.
The fucking picture of the dude throwing up with the fucking yak going like this, and it's like a swallow worm with a fucking thingy.
Mother. Yeah.
That guy's a mother.
Okay,
mother.
so can you stop talking because I'm not there
Your mother
yet.
was a mother. Your mother was...
That thing with the giant nose that looks like fucking weird shit fucking out of his mouth. It's like a third leg from his face.
Toby,
Yeah.
as somebody that's familiar with third legs, can you stop talking?
All right.
Yeah, mother birthed
I have no idea
all
what
evil into the
Toby
world during the
Why
nuclear
is every
explosion in
Twin Peaks
1945.
conversation just nonsense?
You know, if you're looking
Twin
for
Peaks.
a comic that is similar to Twin Peaks, can I just recommend you anything written by Cy Spurrier? Because you will read it and you'll be like, what the fuck is even going on here? This is some fucking bullshit. I am confused as fuck.
Oh my God, we got so many questions left. Let's get through a few of these really quick.
Hey, by the way, if you want an episode of this podcast where we get through every listener question asked, go back to last week's Point 5
Every
episode.
single one.
Where we had like 50 questions that we just crushed.
We
And
didn't skip one.
Well, I'm
Not
trying
one.
to get through them all here. Keith says thoughts on the early positive buzz for Spider-Man: Homecoming, which awesome. I heard it's amazing. I'm very excited. No pun intended.
You are
What?
excited
I mean,
for real?
the new trailer.
I don't fucking believe you.
He's
Don't hit
sitting
your,
right there.
Don't hit the thing.
So, are we doing a
having trouble
shop
controlling the
outing
volume
to
of my
Spider-Man?
voice.
No, because that's going to be during the. Oh wait, no, it's July. It's soon. It's like a couple weeks, right?
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Beginning of July, not the end. That's
No,
why
I don't
said
have
it.
one planned.
No, it's a-
obviously you're not excited then.
It's a Marvel movie.
That's
Why would he?
the real gouge of Ryan Higgins' excitement.
The-
Suicide Squad, we rent the whole fucking theater. Spider-Man, no, got nothing planned.
Where
It's fucking true. It's fucking true.
where would you put on the gouge of Higgins's Wonder Woman viewing? Would you put it on the bottom of the gouge or the top of the gouge?
Is Wonder Woman?
Well, okay. So at what point?
Okay, Bryce, just stop. I am very excited for Spider-Man: Homecoming. Yes, the new trailer looked good, and the positive reviews have been really positive. So
I think the tomatoes got to him, man.
I was not
The
excited.
trailers
prior.
did not get to him. It's the tomatoes.
I was
Wait, I
not
didn't-
excited prior.
I did not know that there was already early reviews. When does this fucking movie come out? Is that what you're talking about in
it's
July?
like
a week and a half.
Like
What?
Soon.
Spider-Man:
Yes.
Homecoming is out in a week and a half.
yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
it's
soon.
out like
Yeah.
at the beginning
What?
of July. Yeah.
Holy shit, that's awesome.
I
Yes,
think
next-
Road 8.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna high five you twice in one podcast.
F all y'all, I'm excited for
Fine,
Game of
fuck you
Thrones.
too, then.
that's soon too. Do you think its Rotten Tomato score will beat Wonder
I'll go
Woman?
watch it with
No.
Charlie. He'll like everything.
I do not think its Rotten Tomato score will beat Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. What did that settle at? By the way, that was a fucking great movie.
At 95.
Was it 95?
No, it
98.
settled at 92, I think.
Yeah.
Look, Charlie loved it, and he will corroborate it was 92. Toby.
Well, I go 98.
Okay, let's keep going. Cisco says, what comes first, a new Marvel and DC comic book crossover or a Marvel and DC movie crossover comic book? I mean, neither, but comic book.
Yeah, they hate each other now.
Yeah.
Can't you tell by our listeners?
They just copy
Nick.
each other.
Nick says, what's your response as a shop owner to the massive discounts Amazon's been placing on digital versions of graphic novels? Don't care. They, can do whatever
have?
want. Yeah, they've been having huge sales.
Which one?
Amazon.
Oh,
on
yeah.
their- on
You
their
get a
Amazon's
cut from
had
them?
a
No.
Huge discount on their graphic
Yeah,
novels.
doesn't matter. Whatever.
But only digital.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, it's,
Less than 1%. You can't be bothered.
But I think is it just a Kindle version?
yeah, I think
Do
it's just a
they
Kindle
get
version.
down
It's a
to
Kindle
humble
version.
bundle money?
Well, but
Not that low.
Kindle syncs with Comixology now or something.
Really?
But you can't get these through Comixology.
you
It's
have to
only
buy
like,
them through the
yeah, I mean,
Amazon, yeah.
whatever.
It's fucking
But,
confusing. I
but
hate
you
it
have to
all.
own
It's a different
Kindle.
market.
Yeah.
It's a totally different market, so I don't know.
Hate it all.
Zach says, give us your honest opinion of the Friday Marvel reveal. We already did.
Friday Marvel reveal.
Last Friday, bro. Come
Oh, I
on.
thought he's talking about your Friday man on the fucking boat again.
Well, you fought wrong.
yeah, I was.
Okay, this... Oh, my God, so many. Casey says, how was some DC talk? I like it. What's your favorite Batman costume? Favorite Batman costume?
Oh, Adam West, 86. Come on, bro.
86.
Are we talking
66.
live action or are we talking in general?
The gray with the fucking blue underwear and the blue fucking cowl and the blue hoodie thingy and the blue something.
The blue,
Very well described.
Yeah.
Indeed, that must be the best.
The fucking blue.
So it's Adam West's 66 costume. If it's not that, then it's anything drawn by Finch or Jim Lee.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Yeah, I was going to say just Nightfall and up kind of.
Yeah.
I like that. Pre-New 52, yeah.
Young kids.
Siska says, how are you and other retailers order the Marvel Generation one-shots? I can't speak for other retailers
anymore,
but I did not order many. We still have a few weeks till FOC, and there is still that Marvel retailer.
Do I have to tell you what I want?
We'll see. We'll get some.
Because you're going to be sold out by the time I get here.
Maybe.
You are on fire today, my friend. You are chatty motherfucking Kathy.
No, I'm not.
Rand says, what do you think the biggest reveal will be at Comic-Con this year? Nothing.
Danny Rand?
They don't reveal anything at Comic-Con anymore, unfortunately. I mean, that's my honest answer. They just don't.
This is why we come to you.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's okay. They have some nice-looking exclusives
They have
this year.
D23 come later. That's when they get
So you're saying that it's not going to be a letdown and that you like it, Charlie? Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, it's going to be a letdown if nobody brings back exclusives for me.
Why are you looking over this way, Charlie?
I'm not.
Oh, okay. Because you know I will.
Yeah, I know you will.
Oh, wait. We have 2 questions left. Oh, this is the very end. Cisco, man, you ask a lot of questions. He says, thoughts on Ta-Nehisi Coates possibly writing Captain America? I jumped off Black Panther after 2 issues. Yeah, not looking forward to that if that's true. I mean, good journalist. I don't know him outside of that. His comic work has been poor.
Right.
Unfortunately.
I'm sure that he's an incredibly smart and gifted, talented gentleman, but gentleman?
Smarter than us.
I actually don't even know.
Yes.
But
he's a political journalist and everything like that. Just not. He writes for The Atlantic. I mean, I've read plenty of his articles. I mean, I respect the guy as a journalist, but
so write any one good comic for me that I can use as a predication for your continued success or future success.
Yeah, I mean,
I could see him writing Amazing Spider-Man.
Close
to a journalistic role.
No, I mean, I was pretty excited for him to take over Black Panther. I thought, but I just have not liked it at all. So I haven't checked it out in a number of issues. But
Can I ask a non-troll question?
Sure.
Can you spend?
Well, I don't know. Can you?
2 minutes? Wow, that's like Brock's.
That was bad, huh?
Can you spend a minute or 2 or 3, the 3 Marvel Dig Tuggers, not sarcastically, just like explaining the Forge? I read that shit, and that is some shit that you guys probably loved, and I didn't understand it.
The Forge?
There's so much inside DC baseball there that I would love a breakdown from you guys that appreciated it more than me. Sure, I liked it. It's all about bringing Nth Metal back into the DC universe. I assumed that it was gone, but I don't know.
No.
Was it not gone? So can you?
Well, no.
They killed Hawkman a couple months back, but
still in the New 52 or after Rebirth?
No, Death of Hawkman was a.
Can you just explain it to me?
Well, a lot of it we don't know. We don't know what's going on.
So it is supposed to be sort of vague.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you guys would have. Okay.
The simple pitch they're using is there is a dark multiverse. They've discovered that there's the DC universe, the multiverse, right? There's the antimatter universe, right, which is where Quard is, and
Yep.
They've now discovered there's a dark multiverse. There's like this kind of third. It's like the bad verse. There is
as opposed to the antimatterverse, which is so good.
Well, the antimatterverse is just the inverse.
It's a lot better than the Cancerverse.
There you go.
Oh,
but it's not terrible. It's not where the crime syndicate's from or anything like that either. So
right. What is the long story here is that there is going to be a basically an army of evil Batmen basically invading our world, and this is sort of the start. The start of it. This is and elements of this. By the way, the Joker
spoiler
stuff.
Fucking alert! A universe of Batman. Your fucking universe is doomed.
Not a universe, but there's like 7 of them coming over or something like that, which is 7 evil Batman.
They're all smart motherfuckers?
Yeah.
One evil Batman comes over and you're probably fucked. Yeah.
Well, right.
2 to 7, you're definitely fucked.
This is the big rebirth, like their big kind of first big event. This Batman, this Dark Knight Metal is what it's called. We don't know a lot of specifics on how this all happens or how they get there yet. But like the Joker being in the end, a lot of these elements do come directly from Snyder's New 52 run. His New 52 run into All-Star Batman, into this, it is all the same, his whole same continuity.
So if I wanted to bind it, I would do basically everything that Snyder's written.
Yeah. I don't know exactly how much it's going to fit in, but at least the
Joker's been locked up. When Joker was locked up...
Yeah, we all thought he was dead, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, but I also thought he was 3 people.
That is not going to be addressed. That is a Jeff Johns thing, and he said that the Joker thing is going to be in something that Johns is working on. He's not going to touch on that.
What the fuck? Okay, it was very confusing, and as well written as it was, I thought that it could have been a lot less.
Well, he just like straight up is like, we're going to bring back Plastic Man, and we're going to bring back
Outsiders?
The Outsiders.
Fuck
We're going to bring back what's his face Mr. Terrific. He's just like, let's just bring shit back. We don't care. It's Rebirth.
Mr. Miracle was in the in that like locked whatever whatever the fuck locked fucking box. You know what I mean. Yeah.
And then they had the Anti-Monitor Tower.
In
there.
Is that what that was?
Yep. Yeah. Which was last seen in Infinite Crisis.
Okay.
And then Plastic Man was the egg.
I did not get that. Okay.
Yeah, that's Plastic Man.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that seemed like just an orgasm for you guys that got all the jokes, but I'm not jokes, all the inside. But I got some of it, but not all of it.
Well, the thing is the next that builds on it is the casting, which comes out.
There's two one shots and then the actual like main book. So
I actually bought it because I was shopping with Toby and he wanted a book with a Native American in it, and he didn't know what
Batman is Native American.
No,
you bought it because it's shiny.
It's a joke for last week how you didn't know that Forge was Native American.
I really didn't. That mustache. That mustache.
All right,
it was good, but definitely a lot of inside baseball there for the DC fans.
This episode can't end yet because we still have 1 week left of random picks.
Oh,
wait! You went through every single question.
That was all of them that I saw.
I feel like we owe people random picks because we
missed last week.
Yeah.
Well, we got 1 week of random picks here. I mean, we'll extend it on to next week, too. Who wants to start their random pick of the week? If you love us and you want us to keep doing this every month and torture us where we have to tell you about good comic books, donate at least $1 a month to us over at patreon.com/comicconspiracy. We're extending this episode even longer than it already is.
Bryce,
as somebody that's familiar with being longer than things are already supposed to be, can
I pass mine on to Bryce?
Oh, I've got a pick of the week.
So Batman 23, The Brave and the Mold. If you have not read this, it is Tom King at his Vision, if not better than Vision, finest.
Just do an all Tom King pick of the week.
It is. That would be probably some of the highest average quality, in fact, almost definitely, that our random picks have ever been. If you're looking for a single issue contained with a single story and great characters and amazing writing and very solid art with a great ending, I love great endings. Go read Batman 23 without me saying more than that, except that I will. Brave and the Mold. Totally corntastic title, but great story. Followed up by, which is not my pick of the week, but probably fucking could be in any other universe, except for the Dark Matter Nth Metal universe, which is bullshit. Batman 24 was also fucking awesome. As a big Rogue Gambit shipper, I'm second shipping in my whole life to Batman and Catwoman. So get it, boy. Get it, girl, to Catwoman, whoever I'm talking to.
Well, I'm going to talk real briefly. I was actually going to do something older, but I'm going to do something newer. One of my favorite new series to come out in the last few years, as part of the Rebirth books. There's a lot that I really liked, but the one that I've loved, and I'm so happy to see that it's doing well, is Super Sons, the Damian Wayne, John Kent team-up book. Boy, do I love that book. That book is so much fun. It baffles me that people still hate Damian. I don't know how the hell people hate Damian.
Who hates Damian?
Oh, so many people hate Damian.
No,
it's
Damian's
crazy.
awesome. Damian's awesome.
I want to see these people.
Idiots on the internet. Damian's amazing.
You can't see those idiots.
Well, they wouldn't show their face to me. How about that? I love this book.
You shouldn't be on the internet either.
That's because they're afraid of you.
This isn't like kind of like
the thuggish bar.
What? This isn't like, teenage drama stuff. This is, super powered, insanely powerful, like little kids just. And Damian's such a dickhead, and it's so glorious. The first big arc, they fought a Kid Amazo, kind of could take all these robots and take all the powers of different Justice League members.
Kid Amazo.
Yeah. It was from an old.
Sort of.
Wait, hold on. Let me get confirmation. Charlie, do we like this?
It's a fun book.
Okay, Charlie liked it. Didn't see that one coming. All right, confirmed it's good.
I love all the trolling they do with the Teen Titans book in that book.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if Charlie likes it.
Yeah, no. Super Sen's great. Who else got to pick?
Why don't you dictate?
I'm just going to pick all the Looney Tunes DC crossovers they've been doing.
They've really been that good?
I'm enjoying them a little too much.
Okay.
Especially I like the format of the sort of like serious DC story followed by like Looney Tunes-esque.
I'm telling you this right
story.
now. Batman No More Fred was way under order. It's sold out already. No one's going to have copies tomorrow. If you're hearing this Tuesday night or Wednesday morning, call your comic shop, have them put it aside if they even ordered it. I ordered a decent amount. I doubled my order, and I don't even think we're going to get the reorder on that because I think it's already sold out. That book is huge. People are going to be wanting this book. The reviews have been, again, book of like one of the best issues of the year so far. Just a groundbreaking comic. You seriously go find this book tomorrow if you want it, because it will not be there tomorrow night or Thursday or the weekend.
I don't shop anywhere, but here, do you have any extra that you could put aside for me?
I sure do.
No, he doesn't.
Wait, really?
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, I ordered a decent stack, but they're going to be gone by midday tomorrow.
And they're going to be gone right now.
Toby is fucking... Is egregious the right word for this expression of Toby today?
Brock, you got to pick.
I've been really enjoying Grass Kings.
That's the
Matt Kint.
Okay.
book. Yeah.
I read number one. Number one was good. How many?
Yeah.
What are they up to now? 3?
3 or 4.
It stayed good.
Yeah.
Number one was good.
Yeah, no, it's I've enjoyed it. It's basically a group of people that lives in their own kind of it's hard in kingdom, so to speak.
Element of Southern Bastards.
Yeah. So, really, really enjoyed it. The art's okay on it. So, but good stuff.
I having now officially moved all my independent reading over to trade paperback, I just feel so out of the loop. Because I was just getting so behind on my indie reading, and now that it's in trades, I'm like, well, now I have an excuse to not be current. But yeah, it's just like
It's impossible to be though, because Grass Kings is going to take like a year to have their first trade.
Yeah, I there are so many independent books that I have on my back burner right now because I'm like, well, I'm just waiting for that first trade to come out, waiting for that second trade to come out. So
yeah, I've started that started happening to me. Like Moonshine, I think I read most of like 4 issues or 5 issues, but I was like, Cannibals the same way. Like I was like, I read the first issue, but guess I'll wait for trade. So, but I try and stay current on a fair amount of indie books. So
yeah, I wish I could. I've been catching up on Saga and trade, and I'm like, yeah, I'd kill myself if I tried to read a single issue.
You've been catching up, Ryan.
Oh, I'm getting there, but there's no way I could read Saga in a single issue format. There's just no way.
Well, that's weird to say because that's one of the limited number of non-Marvel DC books that actually comes out monthly.
Right, but do you read it monthly?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
By the way,
I
fucking
do.
Paper Girls can
right
go fucking walk off a cliff. Like that's coming out monthly, but man, that book started out so great, and now it's.
I've read the first 2 trades. I like it so far.
Yeah, I mean, I think hopefully I took myself off it for monthly books. Like I'll keep up on trades, but
I have mine to sell.
Maybe. Yeah. That book is not as good as I think it started. I don't know where I expected it to go. I don't know.
So our good friend.
Does Bryce have to leave?
Whoops! No, Bryce could be here. Our good friend Joshua sent us a very funny thing that we're gonna do here right now.
Oh God!
We all have to agree on something, so we're gonna agree on this.
That Marvel is better than DC. Challenge accepted.
What is better, Cable or the rest of the X-Men?
Fuck you, Josh.
Can we come up with an answer to this? Well, there's many questions, but can we come up with an answer to this?
Wait, we all have to agree?
I mean, I'm going to say the rest of the X-Men. I don't think that's a question.
I'd have to say the rest of the
Oh,
X-Men.
man. It is so close, but for all... Oh, man. I mean, the X-Men have so many pros that would, by themselves, outweigh Cable, but they have so many, like, negs that...
Toby, you want to put this over the edge?
No.
Excellent.
Cable versus the rest of the X-Men? Well, there we go. X-Men.
So, define verse. Are we talking about who would win in a fight? Are we talking about...
Good question. What are the parameters of this value?
What is better, Chris Claremont or Jim Lee?
Oh,
Jim Lee.
Wait, that's also fucking not fair. That's also apples to oranges. Oh dear. What are you pointing at, Toby?
What is better, Chris Claremont or Jim Lee?
What do we? Oh, okay.
Jim Lee.
What is better? I have to say Jim Lee.
I'm going to go with Jim Lee, too. All right. I don't think there's any question there. Let's move on to the next question.
Only because one of them is infallible. So
What is better, beer or boba tea?
Oh, beer. Fuck you.
Boba tea.
Beer.
Fucking Charlie doesn't.
I'm going to go
I don't
boba
drink
tea.
beer.
I mean, I'm fine with beer, but I'm going to go boba tea. I love boba tea.
Toby,
Beer or boba tea?
don't let me down. Don't let me down, Toby.
If it's
That's not fair because Charlie doesn't drink. For those of us that drink both, the answer has been voted
I love
by
boba tea.
majority
I love boba
beer.
tea.
I love boba tea too, but beer is just better.
If it's for just drinking for taste reasons, then I gotta go boba. If it's
You gotta pick one,
for a
Toby.
Good old time, then it's fucking beer.
Toby,
You're the deciding vote.
Toby, you are the GOP senator that's going to decide which.
Well, you're my 0.5 partner, so beer all the way.
Hey!
All right.
I just went deaf in both ears.
All right. What is better? Let me get this up here. What is better? The Hamilton soundtrack
Yeah, that wins. I don't even care. what you
or
say.
the way Toby says Ryan Reynolds?
Oh my god, it's so difficult. I thought there would be no equivalent. Oh my god, it's so close. Wait,
Why are you getting dragged?
can you say it one more time so it can refresh my memory?
I will not say his name.
You don't
why
have
could-
the votes. You don't got the
Why
votes.
couldn't you have had Toby ask that question since he was looking over your shoulder anyway?
I didn't see it.
Unfortunately, the answer is the Hamilton soundtrack.
I'm going to have to agree with you there.
I've never heard the Hamilton soundtrack.
Toby, Charlie, you guys could
Charlie likes
swing
it.
this.
I haven't heard the Hamilton
No,
soundtrack.
but you would love it. So we'll go with Hamilton because for the 100% of the people that have heard it think that it's better. So, confirm Marvel's better.
Which is more important, the X-Ladies or discovering where hope is?
Wait, this.
Dude, it's obviously discovering where hope is. That's, pretty obvious.
I'd say the X-Ladies.
The X-Ladies are definitely easier on the eyes and stronger. No, actually, Hope is a strong female. But let's be real. Everybody wants to know where the fuck Hope is because she was last seen in New Zealand, I believe. But, TBD.
I don't know.
She's got to be able to fly.
I'm going with the X-Ladies. I can give a toss
She's in
where
the
hope
Jean Grey
is.
book.
Huh?
I can give a toss where hope is. I'm going with the X-Ladies.
She was in the Jean Grey book.
No, that's a lie. That's a terrible book. It just must be a lie.
You guys going with hope?
I'm going with Hope.
All right, hope it is, I guess.
I'm going X-Ladies.
I was X-Ladies too.
Sign
What is
off,
better?
baby?
What is better, shouting or pounding on the table?
Both.
Neither.
Well,
Pounding is not allowed.
Neither if you're me,
so the
the
Shouting.
listener.
So the three of you do neither. I do both, and Toby just, as of last week's episode, now yells. So I guess yelling?
Shouting it is.
I mean, I don't know. Although the people may like
Toby, your
the pounding
mic's
more.
also not on.
What? Fuck.
Probably brought.
That's why he's shouting, because all of our mics are picking him
He
up.
just assumed this whole time when he was shouting that his mic wasn't on. It's easier than turning his
I
mic
didn't
on.
shut his off. I shut yours off.
Okay.
What is
Did
better,
you do it again?
soccer or HeroClix?
Fuck you, Josh. That is not fair.
HeroClix.
Fuck you, Charlie.
Hey, Ryan actually makes money off HeroClix. Ryan makes.
Oh, I'm
not a
going with
dime.
soccer all the way.
Yeah, no,
Like,
soccer's better. Soccer's
I'm
better.
going
I fucking
soccer.
love myself some HeroClix.
I'm going soccer.
I have a very short list of
I would-
hobbies,
I would
and
have
both
to
of those
say-
are on it, but soccer is higher.
I would have to say HeroClix.
What is better, Rotten Tomatoes or hating DC?
Is this targeting me? This fucking... I don't like this poll at all. These are all impossible choices. What the fuck? Rotten Tomatoes or hating DC? I mean, that's hilarious, but like in general, I know that I'll get called out a lot for saying this. I fucking love DC, so Rotten Tomatoes is better.
I will agree with that. So we have to do some decisions here. What's better, all the X-Men and Cable or Jim Lee?
All the X-Men.
All the X-Men or
Eh,
Jim Lee?
Except for Cable
Except for Cable.
or Jim Lee. What do you like better?
All the X-Men except for Cable.
What do we like better as a group? All the X-Men except for Cable
Fucking
or Jim Lee?
Yo! Jim.
Jim Lee.
Jim.
I mean,
All the X-Men.
I think the X-Men are there without Jim Lee. I'm going to go with X-Men.
Good choice, Higgins. I agree with you.
I lose.
You do.
Not your first time.
Bryce.
Oh.
Beer or Hamilton, man?
Oh, well, beer. I mean... I fucking love Hamilton. This whole thing is bullshit, by the way. This is like to get me to whittle down everything that I love.
What do you like better, hope or shouting?
Well, that's a tricky question. What do I like better? What do I do more?
What is better, hope or shouting?
What is better, hope or shouting? Well, I don't know where the fuck hope is, but I know where shouting is.
Again, hope can fucking toss it, so shouting, I think, wins this. I think we all agree on that. I don't see how hope
really,
wins
because I would say hope.
Yeah, I'm with Bryce. It's hope.
Toby? Brock?
You can't vote against Charlie.
Hope or shouting?
That's got to be a crime in at least New Zealand.
Better?
Yes, hope or shouting.
I don't fucking know.
We have to decide for Bryce.
Hope or shouting?
All right, I guess they say hope. We'll go from there.
Hope the character or hope in general?
No, the character.
All right, soccer or Rotten Tomatoes, Bryce?
Oh, soccer.
You love them both,
Soccer.
but yeah, I think that was much of a question. So let's go down to it. All the X-Men, except for Cable, or beer?
Is it?
This is a tough one.
Well, as a group, because even if I were to vote for beer, which is very difficult, there's no way that the fucking four of you trolls are going to be voting for beer over the rest of the X-Men.
That's all the fucking X-Men, except for Cable.
So it doesn't really matter what I say.
It does.
Nice try, Redding. I would... Oh, fuck. I would probably say beer. Let's see. 10 years ago, Bryce would have said X-Men. 10 years from now, Bryce would probably say X-Men. Bryce now says beer, but Bryce is outruled by different generations and parallel universes of Bryce, so it's X-Men.
So you're saying there's a dark Bryce?
Nth Metal, Batman...
So I don't even see how this is a question, and we're really going to come down to the real question here: hope or soccer? I mean, the answer is soccer.
Yeah.
This really does come down to the most difficult decision you will have to make in your life, Bryce.
Yeah.
All the X-Men ever, except for Cable, or soccer.
Oh, that's easy for him because he still gets Cable.
I'm sorry, X-Men. If you had Cable, you would win hands down.
See?
But it's soccer. If you had Cable, you would win easily.
This wasn't set up the right way from the beginning.
No, the intention was very good. He probably meant the brackets to go a little differently, but it's definitely soccer. If you had Cable, X-Men would win hands down.
Really?
But you don't have Cable, so fuck you.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
My number one hobby in life is soccer.
Yeah.
Number 2 is comic book.
The things Bryce is obsessed with goes to soccer. That is. I figured it was going to come down to those, but yeah. There you go.
And second place is X-Men.
And second place is X-Men.
That's
right.
right. That's about right.
But X-Men without Cable.
Yeah, well, that's wrong.
That's close enough.
But that just means I have one more thing where I can be like, I'm the number one Cable fan.
No. If it had Cable, it would have beaten out soccer. So I'm the number one fan is an argument.
All right, Josh, that was incredible. Thank you for that.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for all our Patreon backers. We're going to thank you right now. Our good friend Julian Titus at the Nerds of All Pants podcast at pixelbit.com. Ryan Hess has the Preach podcast and Cartridge Blowers. Check those guys out on iTunes. Jody Lawson is canon the Triad Comics Anthology at triadcomicstudios.com. Don't forget our good friends Manoa Play, Sam Chea, Talon Bray, Craig Anderson, and Joe Duff. Thank you guys all very, very much for your donations. Everyone, patreon.com/comicconspiracy is where you can go to kick us $1 a month. We appreciate it very much. Or more than $1 if you want. ComicConspiracyPodcast.com is where you can find this podcast. Geekbox and iTunes as well. Rate and review us, please. It helps. The Comic Conspiracy at geekbox.net. Those long-form questions can go there. Digital.comicsconspiracy.biz. Once again, that's where you can get your digital comics to read on your iPad or just on your computer. ConspiratorBrock.com. That's Brock's blog and video pull list. Wanderers in the Fourth Dimension, Charlie's Doctor Who podcast, and Etsy.com/shop/Leanne Hill Art. That is my wife Leanne's Etsy store. Make sure you check her out. Ryan Higgins Ryan, that's me. I'm on Twitter. Brock is Brock Sager. Larsen Bryce, that's Bryce Larsen. Toby's Toby XI, Charlie's Insanity and Chaos. The store is Comics Con Store. Geekbox, Comedy Button, Good Job Brian, I'll Talk Podcast, Manga Machinations, and I think they brought back I'll Talk Watches Twin Peaks for the new show. I still need to listen to those, so check those guys out. Yeah. Ooh, what an episode.
And
it's good to be back.
Help us move. We do have you can help us.
Yep. We have the GoFundMe still up. We will be out of here in less than a month at this point. Very soon. Things are going very fast.
Prestige is still a terrible character name.
It is. The flooring is going in this week. Fixtures come in next week. It's the ramp up's been building, and now things are starting to happen. So the store move is happening very quickly. I'm fucking terrified, but really excited. Again, GoFundMe, look up Comics Conspiracy. You can kick us a few bucks on there if you want to help the move. Thank you guys all very, very much. We'll catch you next week.